Could the Jets still land their franchise quarterback this offseason? There is a unique story that has created an opportunity where the Jets could actually get their franchise quarterback over the next couple of months. We'll explain. Boy Green Daily starts now.
Oh my gosh, it's morphin' time. To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teamwork, Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. And, oh, my God, there's a lot of overflowing things to talk about. The Jets hosted Russell Wilson on a visit. People are losing their gosh darn minds out in the audience. I'll save that story for later because I want to talk about this story right here, right now. And I think you guys are going to be intrigued. For those who some know about the story, I think there's a lot of people who don't. And there's a developing situation that would allow the Jets to have an opportunity, to have a chance. They don't have to wait till the 2027 NFL draft. They may be able to get their guy right here, right now. More in a second. But first, MFC, Mother Effing Chew, gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership here on YouTube. Appreciate that, MFC. That is 9 raffle tickets to our contest. Thank you kindly. Keep that train rolling. That went to Armed 98. You are now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Baby, that's the kind of activity we're looking for. Wait a second. There's more memberships raining from the high heavens. Let's get into that here on the program. I like it a lot. Number one Austrian Jets fan gifting a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Oh, yeah. Every time 5 memberships or more are gifted, we play some of this action.
Indiana. So a little more help for Gangrene.
Never going to get sick of those live draft footage from this year. Wow.
So for a team that didn't have one interception last year, they're trying to help themselves out. We got an option here.
That is 83 raffle tickets for our guy, our number one Austrian Jet fan. Keep stuffing the ballot box today and tomorrow. The last days to get your raffle tickets in to win a draft hat live from Pittsburgh. I plucked a hat from Pittsburgh, where, of course, the draft was. So make sure you guys get in on that. Those 5 memberships, by the way, went to Sluggo. Welcome back, Sluggo. Jet 68, Warter Rickix, Go Zer, and Fuggin' Banana Head. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you out in the audience. All right. So let's set the scene. Thank you, Austrian. Thank you, MFC. Let's set the scene here of what's going on. I have a full article in the YouTube description down below. Okay. And you may, quite frankly, want to open it to keep in line with this story. So for those who don't know the name, Brendan Sorsby, okay? He is a Texas Tech quarterback. He spent the first 2 years of his collegiate career at Indiana. He transferred to Cincinnati the last 2 years. And this offseason, he transferred to Texas Tech, where he was set to play this season. Now, let me give you a full scope here. This is from PFF. Looking ahead to 2027, Brendan Sorsby is the 40th overall ranked player in this class and the 6th ranked quarterback. But let me read you this little blurb that's in here from Pro Football Focus on this quarterback. Okay. Sorsby was the hottest name in the transfer portal coming from Cincinnati, where he threw 26 touchdowns with only 5 picks. Most impressively, Sorsby took just 7 sacks on 114 pressures. That is the second lowest sack rate in college football. He has all the tools to be a first overall draft pick with a big 2026. Okay? So this guy that I just mentioned has a chance to be the number 1 overall pick in the 2027 NFL draft, according to the fine folks over at PFF. However, he may not get a chance to play this 2026 season, which gets us to the weird part of this story. Sorsby, earlier this week, checked into a residential treatment program for a gambling addiction, the school announced on Monday. According to Thamel, Sorsby is seeking treatment, quote, in the wake of the discovery of Sorsby making thousands of online bets on a variety of sports via a gambling app, which now jeopardizes his eligibility with Texas Tech. Now, if you read the NCAA bylines, they have a very strict and very clear policy on players gambling on any sport, let alone their own. Any violators will, quote, be ineligible for competition subject to appeal. Thamel said that based on the amount of gambling that one Sorsby did, it is a, quote, significant obstacle, end quote, to return to college football because he bet while he was at Indiana. And again, the good news is he barely played at Indiana. And all the betting he did, there was nothing salacious here in terms of like he bet on this and he traded inside information. There's none of that kind of stuff from what I've read. It's not that. It's just as a bench player, he bet on his team to win and they won or lost. And it just seems like it wasn't like $1 million at a time. He was just betting $2, $3, $5 at a time. And there's still a problem that obviously he's seeking help with, but it doesn't matter the layer of what kind of gambling he did. Gambling is gambling. And so there is a significant chance that Sorsby has played his final snaps of college football. So if he discovers, and the NCAA is supposed to rule very quickly on this situation, if they determine that he is ineligible to play college football, then he wouldn't, in theory, have to wait for the 2027 NFL draft. Instead, this man could apply for the supplemental NFL draft. And I'm about to explain what the supplemental NFL draft is for those who know, for those who don't know, which, so we're going to lay all the cards on the table. Hopefully this is an informational show that's going on here. Okay. So let's keep rolling here. Okay. So let's explain the supplemental draft. So it typically takes place every summer. Okay. So normally June, July range. It was installed back in 1977, and it provided an alternative option for draft-eligible players who did not declare for the regular draft and players who, in some form or fashion, had some unexpected eligibility issues. Sometimes this is academic, where something happens school-wise, and then they're out of eligibility, and then they apply. Could be a discipline reason. Sometimes it's unique circumstances. A family situation has suddenly not allowed them to finish off school, and thus this is a way to do it. So the supplemental draft, by the way, is not a televised event. I was just at the NFL draft. Supplemental draft is not televised. And Dane Brugler wrote a couple years ago that it takes about 10 minutes to bang through it. The draft order for the supplemental draft is developed or determined via a lottery system based on the previous season's win-loss records. Okay. So, folks, now really hone in on me here, okay? I'm going to explain the rules of what this means, and hopefully you guys can keep up, okay? So I just told you that for the supplemental draft, they are broken up into categories to determine things. And the first category is any team that had 6 or fewer wins the previous season are all lumped together. They have the best chance to land any of the players that potentially are in the supplemental draft. There are 10 such teams last season that had 6 or fewer wins for the supplemental draft. In no particular order. Those 10 teams are as follows: the Las Vegas Raiders, the New York Jets, the Tennessee Titans, the Arizona Cardinals, the New York Giants, the Cleveland Browns, the Washington Commanders, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the New Orleans Saints. Those are the 10 teams last season that had 6 wins or fewer. Now, these are the teams in theory the Jets should be competing against in the supplemental draft. But I'm sure you heard it in that list of names, and I will explain it now. we can obviously eliminate any team that either already has a franchise quarterback or they have a young and upcoming quarterback. So the Raiders are eliminated. They wouldn't go after Sorsby. They've got Fernando Mendoza. The Tennessee Titans would not go after Sorsby. They have Cam Ward. The Giants would not go after Sorsby. They have Jackson Dart. The Commanders would not go after Sorsby. They have Jaden Daniels. The Bengals wouldn't go after him. They have Joe Burrow. The Chiefs wouldn't go after him. They have Patrick Mahomes. The Saints wouldn't go after him. They have Tyler Shuck. So now, very quickly, that list of 10 is now down to 3. There are 3 teams from that group that would be in the Sorsby conversation. And those 3 teams are the New York Jets, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Cleveland Browns. So what does that mean? When you are doing the supplemental draft, you blindly submit a pick. So obviously the 2026 NFL draft is over. So here's how it works. So let's say the Jets wanted Sorsby. Okay, and I'll get into some of his stats and other numbers in a second. But let's say the Jets wanted Sorsby. He entered the supplemental draft. He applied for it. He was approved for it, and he's in the supplemental draft. The Jets, Cardinals, and Browns, all these 3 teams, would have to blindly submit a pick. So they could say, a second rounder, a third rounder, a fifth rounder, a first rounder, whatever you submit. If you win the lottery system, you must immediately give up that pick in the following year's draft, which would be 2027. So in theory, if the Jets gave up a second round draft choice, okay, they submitted that and that won, the Jets would lose their second round pick in the 2027 NFL draft. So that's how it works. Now, here is the kicker. The order of each group is randomly selected. So the Jets, Cardinals, and Browns each won 6 or fewer games. Okay, they each won 6 or fewer games. But the Jets, because they won 3 games versus the Cardinals that won this many games, there's no line of delineation. It is random. So if the Jets, Cardinals, Browns all wanted Sorsby, and they all submitted a second-round pick to potentially give up to land Sorsby, it's up to the gods whether or not the Jets get him because it's randomly assigned. So if the Jets, Cardinals, Browns all submitted a second-round pick, it would be up to the Lord above, whoever was randomly higher on the list. The only way to guarantee it is if your blind bid is higher. So, for instance, if the Jets submitted a second-round pick, but the Cardinals and Browns submitted a third-round pick, the Jets would win the rights to Sorsby because they had the higher pick. Okay? If they're all in the same round, it's random. So the Jets could give up a first-round pick. That seems hard to believe that they would give up a first-round pick despite all the potential here for Sorsby. But maybe a second to get a chance to get a guy that is very interesting. So that is how it works, folks. And according to Albert Breer, NFL insider for Sports Illustrated, he said, quote, I asked around with a few guys I know who work in college football, a few who cover it, and all believe that the NCAA will revoke Sorsby's eligibility, and thus he would have no college eligibility left, so no reason to stick around. So thus he would go through the supplemental draft process. And a lot of you, I don't want to say a lot of you, some of you in the audience may say, who the hell is Sorsby? I don't even know who he is, right? So let me explain this, okay? So here was a quote from an anonymous NFC coordinator to Albert Breer. This on Sorsby, quote, from an arm talent standpoint, some of the stuff he does with his arm is similar, and I hate to say it, you have to make this comparison to Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams. But he has that twitch, the arm angles of Matthew Stafford. His arm is electric. It would have been by far the best in this class. Zach Wilson's arm was that way too. Extremely talented too. As a thrower's arm would be top 8 or so in the league. That source told Albert Breer. And Breer openly said, if you're the Jets, Browns, Cardinals, or these teams, like, why not sink a second-round pick into a quarterback with that sort of ceiling? If you're Sorsby, you get to become a draft choice of the Jets and then hit back free agency in a couple years if that's how it all works. I will say the good news here is that the Miami Dolphins, their random winning at the end of the year makes them a 7-win football team. Okay, so they're not in the same category in the lottery system as the Jets. So, in other words, if the Jets submitted a second-round pick and the Dolphins submitted a second-round pick, the Jets would win the lottery because they were 6 wins or fewer. The Dolphins were 7 wins, so they're in a separate category as a non-playoff team. It's broken down into several groups: 6 or fewer wins, non-playoff teams, playoff teams, and obviously the higher group you are, the better your odds are of landing these players. So a lot of hoopla there, a lot to unpack. but the Jets potentially have a chance to land their franchise quarterback this offseason. Maybe they give up a second. Maybe they give up a third. Maybe they give up a fourth. They'll have to see. Here's the good news, right? It's April 29th. The supplemental draft in history has been in June and July. It's been in both months over time. It's not every year. It's sort of lost a lot of steam because sometimes there's just not enough interesting prospects and they do the supplemental draft and no one gets taken. But for Sorsby, that could kick some juice back into the supplemental draft because he's expected to be a potential first-round pick next year. I mean, hell, PFF said he has a chance to be the number 1 overall pick if he has a good year. So interesting. This has me colored intrigued because if the Jets could submit a second-round pick or lower, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever it would require to get him, and he's the guy, you would have 3 first-round picks to build around Sorsby. Intriguing. Yes. Fascinating. I like it a lot. There we go. Let's go to Jake Asman, baby, here on the show. I appreciate a quick shout out here from Jake Asman. Let's go.
Wow.
Whoa. Jake, Boy Green's 34th birthday weekend. One for the ages. Whoa, don't make me any older than I am, Jake. I'm 33, baby. I'm in my, apparently, as Jared B said on my YouTube short, I'm in my Jamal Adams era. 3-3, not 34. Whoa. I was born in 93, buddy. Let's not put me any closer down to 6 feet under. But I appreciate the shout out. Glad I got to spend it with you guys this weekend at the draft. So 33, but it certainly was one for the ages. I appreciate that, Jake. And thank you for being a member to the channel for 21 months. Yes, it was an electric weekend. Absolutely. Yeah, 33, baby. 33 years young. Let's go. But I am curious. And so we have a poll right now up on YouTube, folks. Okay. We have a poll right up now on YouTube. I put it up last night. Would you give up a 2027 second rounder to add Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby this offseason? Yes, take the swing, or not way too risky. To me, while all this gambling stuff is less than ideal, I don't feel great about that. But I'm definitely kicking the tires with one of our draft picks, no doubt about it. I'm willing to give up something. I'm definitely not willing to give up a first. A 2, it's right on the borderline. You got to be, like I said, the good news is that it's April 29th. So you got a little bit, you got a little bit of time. A little bit of time to do some research. Get your sources out there. Try to dig up some info before this potential supplemental draft. So, yes. We got Darren McCollum here, member for 18 months.
Wow.
He says the gray beard I see through Jake off. Naturally, that makes sense. I do. And whenever this thing turns white and I'm all of a sudden green bean reincarnated, I'm not coloring it for crap, people. The beard will be the color that the gods intend. So that's up to the Lord above. I do appreciate that. Thank you. And yes, cheers, because the Boy Green Coffee Club rallied. Chef Kevin Gilbert is in the bleeping finals.
Wow.
Let's go, Chef. Let's go, Chef. Good luck in the finals, says MC Green with the $2 super check. Congrats, Chef Kev. Good luck in the finals, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Who wanna fly?
That's our boy. That's our boy. We're so proud of you, Chef, on this amazing journey. And now you got to go get the chip. We're going to the ship. We're going to the ship. Come on now. Bring it on home. Bring it on home, Lassie. Bring it on home. Shout out to Chef Kevin Gilbert and the Asmaniac Madness. We ride with Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby. We ride. And we will ride to a championship. Hopefully that's a nice precursor for the New York Jets. We have 200 people in the room right now. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. 129 of you are on YouTube of our 200 in the room. Feel free to jump on that train. And folks, if you're just joining us and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, my high recommendation is to click the article down in the YouTube description down below to catch up. It's a complicated Brendan Sorsby situation. Very talented quarterback. Could go in the first round next year. May not be able to have any college football eligibility because of his gambling issues. So would the Jets take a chance in the supplemental draft on this guy now? Maybe, possibly. Look at the numbers. I mean, the numbers are freaking insane for Brendan Sorsby here. Okay. So he can pass the football. In his career, he has 7,200 passing yards, 60 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, 61% completion percentage. And this guy's got some wheels, man. This guy can run around a little bit here. Okay. Over 1,200 rushing yards, 22 rushing touchdowns. Okay. 4 yards a clip. Okay. Okay. I see you, Sorsby. Okay. This kid's got some talent. This kid's got some tools, man. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm freaking talking about, baby. So sign me the hell up. Sign me the hell up on some of that action. So I'm intrigued, baby. I'm intrigued. I think sometimes you got to risk it to get the biscuit, baby. And this is a very, very talented kid. Mark Sacchetti says, BG, do you understand addiction? It's a good question. I don't. I mean, I understand of it. In school, you take all those drug classes and learn about nicotine and other things in your universe, right? Gambling addictions, drug addictions, alcohol addictions. I mean, it's very scary stuff. So I guess I should have said this at the beginning, obviously, but Sorsby is getting the help he needs, thankfully. And hopefully he can get right beyond football, obviously. Hopefully he could get right. It's a football show. I'm jumping to football conclusions, but no, obviously I hope he could get right. He has checked into a rehab facility, so hopefully that can get him right. He's obviously a very talented football player, but before all of that, he's a human being. So yes, I don't understand personally. I've never been, unless you count caffeine, I guess I'm addicted to that from a Mountain Dew perspective. But besides that, in all seriousness, no, I've never gone through addiction in my life, thankfully. And hopefully I never do, but I am aware of it, certainly in my life, beyond me, of people I've known. Vegas Nick says, we don't know if he has a problem or just gambles. I mean, thousands of bets? I mean, that sounds like a problem. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but he said, Vegas says rehab could just be a chance or choice to try and get eligibility back. Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't think he has any chance of getting eligibility back. Like, the rules are very clear. If you bet, and there's all kinds of layers to the rule. If you bet on other sports, you could lose like 30% of your eligibility for the upcoming season. There's other rules where you lose 50%. It gets very confusing as I was going through the NCAA rule book, which I guess explains it itself, but it doesn't seem like there's any wiggle room. I love the movie Year One. It's got Jack Black as a caveman back in Year One. And, they talk about taking a bite of the forbidden fruit, little Adam Eve action gets in there. And he bites the apple. And then everyone said, oh my God, did you bite the apple, the forbidden fruit? And he's like, the word forbidden implies some wiggle room. And then the caveman guy there goes, no, it doesn't. It's forbidden. There is no wiggle room. So I use that very niche Year One reference to those in the audience that got that to say, the NCAA gambling policy, there's no wiggle room. It's very clear, very black and white. And he has admitted to the gambling. Pete Thamel did a full deep dive into his thousands of bets that took place. To me, I think he's effed. I don't think it's an eligibility. He's trying to save face and get eligibility. I don't think so. The rule book's very clear. I don't think he's having any eligibility. Then the decision's up to him. Does he say, I don't want to just sit around for the next year and apply for the 2027 NFL draft? Let me try to, if I can't play college football, then let me get into the NFL right now, which would, again, be the supplemental draft. So, no, I don't think it's to try to get back his collegiate eligibility because I don't think that's coming, to be honest. JD Surf City says, well, over half of college sports fans bet. Well, here's this, right? And I don't know where I saw this, or I just thought in my head, or both. But, of course, the world is talking about this Brendan Sorsby story. Let's go to ESPN, right? And they're like, oh, boy, Sorsby, bets, unbelievable. They give you all the info. And they're like, anywho, come to our DraftKings app. We've got spend $5, get $50 right now instantly. So on one side of the breath, they're like, Sorsby, tisk, tisk, tisk. And on the other hand, then they're doing a gambling, partnership. So I don't know. We're in a different world right now. Smooth123 says, I throw a late round pick at him. Yeah, again, whoever has the highest bid wins. So if the Jets throw a 7th and someone throws a 4th, Jets don't get him. So I would throw some pick for sure, but I would want to throw the pick to win. I wouldn't want to just throw the pick for randomness, personally. Yeah, so he's got a nice little draft profile here. Yeah. MFC. Excuse me. Still recovering from the draft. I understand addiction. Gambling is not a physical addiction. It can be beaten. For all we know, he's just a kid dropping a couple money on his own team. That's true. It looked like he was doing it on all kinds of things from the reports. There's baseball things in there. There's his own team football stuff. There's a lot of random stuff. But I don't know if it's good news because, I don't know. I'm not a legal professional or anything of that nature. But they're all seemingly innocent. It just happened a lot. So $1 bet on this, $2 bet on this, $3 bet on this. Very insignificant bets. It's not like, he's betting $1 million on this and he's losing his stuff. Like, that's a different level of addiction, I would assume. But he's just doing playful. Now, thousands, I'm going to be honest, I don't gamble a lot. I like playing poker. So if we were all at the house and we were doing some Texas Hold'em, I love doing that. That I haven't done that in a long time, but I love doing that. But just betting on the apps, I don't do that, to be honest. To each your own. I'm not shaming anyone who does, but I think it's kind of interesting when I hear other people share their betting stories. But no, that's just not my cup of tea. I think I have an addictive personality. I worked at I used to work at a grocery store here in New York. And at first I just started off as cashier, and who cares? I'm just a cashier. And eventually I get hired by the office part of this department. And that's where you're doing Western Unions, you're doing bills, you're doing checks, you're handling a lot of money. And also in that department is lottery systems. So, it's all around you. People are cashing in lottery tickets. People are buying lottery tickets. It's just all in your face. And when I was a youngster, I'm a teenager probably. Let's see, what would that be? 11. No, I guess I was a late teenager, early 20s, somewhere in that range as I was doing this. More late teenager. In 18, 19, 20, somewhere in that range. I would get my paycheck from the office because that's, I was able to get my own paycheck. And then I'm right by the lottery system. So I'd be like, $50 ticket, $100 ticket. And then I'm just like, oh my God, I can't keep doing this. I got to stop. Because I would win big. And I'm like, this adrenaline rush of winning big. I'm like, ooh, well, now I can double it, triple it, quadruple it. And so I've stopped doing that kind of stuff because I don't want to get myself in any trouble. I got a family. I can't be messing around with money. So I haven't done that in a long time. It's been over 10 years. But yeah, I can understand the rush, man. That's probably pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, again, I don't shame people that do choose to gamble and bet. That's up to them. You can do anything healthily, responsibly in doses. In pockets, right? Gambling, right? I'm not saying anyone that gambles is going to hell. You guys can do whatever you want. EZ has a super chat on here. Very interesting. Hit it, Zariah Luna.
Wow.
Could Brendan maybe join the UFL for a season? Possibly, but their season's already started, I do believe. I believe it's going on right now. If there was more so a summer league, you'd have a better shot, but they're just figuring it out. Right now he's at Texas Tech. The NCAA has to make a ruling. From what I hear, it's supposed to happen fast, so let's see what happens. But they have to rule on his status. So you're ineligible, you're eligible, whatever's going to happen. If let's say he's ineligible because that opens up the door for these other opportunities, does he apply for the supplemental draft? By the time I think he's in, unfortunately, it's going to be over. So he could have, in theory, because if he didn't have collegiate eligibility, he could go do whatever he wants. So sure, UFL, trying to the arena football, indoor football, Canadian football. Like, yeah, what other alternative league? Sure, he could do one of those things. That is possible. So that could be another path because, there are some people. So Albert Breer believes that his eligibility, Brendan Sorsby's, is going to be like ruled null and void. And if that happens, he will then have to make a choice of his future. However, there are some people out there in the audience. I heard Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports. He's an insider. He believes that, sure, maybe Sorsby can lose his eligibility, but he has to apply for the supplemental draft, and the NFL could reject his application and say, hey, see you next year at the draft because of all the gambling stuff. And the NFL is cracking the whip on gambling stuff. So would they allow someone that has that history, and that's the reason he would be applying for the supplemental draft? Would they approve that? Jonathan Jones thinks it's an extreme unlikelihood that they would. Albert Breer thinks it's very likely he will. So we have source on source, insider on insider. So we'll see what happens there. Interesting. Yeah, this is quite a situation. This is quite a situation indeed. All right, let's do this. We're going to thank you for the super chats so far, everybody. Appreciate that. We've had a lot of great activity in here. Let's open up the phone lines. I am very curious on this topic from the masses. How you guys feel about this? Would you do it? Would you not do it? And your thought process on the whole situation. So let's do this. We'll play a quick timeout. Welcome your phone calls next here on Boy Green Daily.
1, 2, 3.
Everybody, the call-in line is now live. That is the pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. If you'd like to call into the program, now is the time to do so. Fascinating topic on today's show. I had a few other topics lined up, but to me, this was super interesting. So Brendan Sorsby, the Texas Tech quarterback who just transferred there this offseason, entered a rehab facility for gambling issues. And if those gambling issues are ruled guilty, which he has admitted to, so I imagine they will, the NCAA can make him permanently ineligible in college, which would mean he could apply for the supplemental draft, which would occur in the next couple of months, which would mean the Jets potentially could get a franchise-level quarterback this offseason as opposed to next offseason. And we've been explaining all the details throughout the show. So interesting. And like I said, the PFF bio readout says if he had a strong year this year, he could be the number 1 overall pick in the 2027 NFL draft. But there may be a chance he doesn't go to the 2027 NFL draft and instead comes here, right now. Interesting. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Kick it off with Hep. What's up, Hep?
Hey, guys. What's his measurables, Paul? What's his height and weight?
Yeah, perfect. So he is 6'3", 235 pounds.
Ooh, that's a big boy. I like that.
Yeah,
That's
100%. He's 22.
How many second-round picks do we have?
1.
Okay, that's a little bit of a mishmash in there.
Yeah.
You know what? We got the 3 number 1s, though, right?
That's what I'm saying. So, like, if you wanted to and you had to, we don't obviously know where these first rounders are going to be. You submit the second rounder. Let's say you win the bidding because, again, it's random. So the Jets aren't guaranteed to get him with the second, but there's a chance they could. It's a blind bid. And if they get him, okay, with 1 or 3 first, if you really want that second so bad, you could trade around and pick up a second. Like, you can figure that out.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say Well, the gambling thing is a tricky thing.
Yeah.
Gambling, that disease is kind of it's really kind of insidious. It really ruins families and stuff. I mean, you see
Yeah.
these stories all the time where like the guy, he bets like the whole kids' college tuition and stuff like that. But he's a young guy, and he's addressing it. And he's going to go into therapy, I guess. Imagine,
Yeah.
and because no NFL team's going to touch him unless he does that. I'm sure.
100%, which is what he's done. The thing I will be curious with, I guess I can't remember exactly Terrell Pryor's situation over a decade ago, where when he came through the supplemental draft, and whether the NFL slapped his wrist when he came in. So is there a mini suspension that he has to incur based on previous stuff? But it happened at the college level, so I don't know. There's a lot of murkiness with this entire situation for sure.
How can the NFL penalize a kid what he did in college?
Right, I agree. Right, it sort of seems like a separate playground. Like, hey, at your previous job, you did this. Well, why does that matter here? I'm a new man, so
I like the measurables. I would probably take a swing on them. I mean, because if you hit big time. And then we have what we have Klubnik, and we have this kid, so that'd be a nice room,
100%. And like, if let's just say they submitted a second round pick, and let's just say he balls out this year, you're like, holy crap, we have our franchise quarterback, and we got 3 first round picks next year. And let's say the Colts suck, and we have like a top 3 pick.
My God.
And then we could trade that pick to some quarterback needy team for their firstborn child. And then now we've got like 12 first round picks. Like, who knows what can happen? So it's tantalizing. Obviously, it could swing and miss. But if the swing and misses, Paul, you could have a franchise quarterback, or you could miss out. Like, I don't know. Like, we've screwed up a lot of second round picks over the years. You're telling me I've got a lottery ticket, a chance to get this guy who, if he would have played the college football season, could have been a number 1 overall pick, and I'm getting him at a second round value with those measurables?
He's got good size. I like it. But we'll see what happens. Peace out.
Interesting. Appreciate you, Hep. Thanks for the call. Yeah, this is an unbelievable topic. Fascinating. Oh, wow, this is cool. Hep, shout out to Hep here. Number 1 Austrian Jet fan just gave Hep some raffle tickets.
Wow.
The one's up, baby. Number 1 Austrian Jet fan with a $10 Euro super chat, which is 4 raffle tickets for Hep. Raffles for the great legend Hep. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, nice. Way to go. I love when you guys gift raffle tickets to your neighbors. You guys are always so giving to each other, which is so cool. So, Hep, you have 4 raffle tickets on the big board. Again, raffle tickets. You guys have opportunities today and tomorrow to stuff the ballot box before it's too late. So appreciate that. Thank you so much, our number 1 Austrian Jet fan, baby. All right, we've got Easy with the member super chat. Then we'll get back to the fans.
Wow.
What about, oh, good Lord. Okay, well, this is a topic and a half. What about the Adam Gase report by Le'Veon Bell that he witnessed Gase snorting cocaine in his office and being high calling plays during games, member for 21 months? Wow, this is a lot to unpack in a short period of time. Here's the thing that is Gase a freak? Yes. But like, Gase and Le'Veon Bell had some very clear drama with each other. Gase apparently didn't want Le'Veon Bell. That came out. Le'Veon Bell and him had all this beef and how he was used and all this other jazz. So I don't know. It's hard to like, that's a wild allegation. Like, what in the world? Like, and how would no Jet coach or anything be aware of that? How would Le'Veon be why are we just hearing this from Le'Veon Bell? He's like the only one that saw this? I don't know. With all due respect, I think I'm, Gase is wild, but this seems hard to believe that no one else would have saw him and brought it up, and then he would have been outed right then and there because, NFL coaches can't do that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy the legitimacy of it, Easy. But, hey, anyone can believe what they want to believe, I guess. Anywho, let's get back to the phone lines here. We've got the one and only Kyle Clifton up next. What's up, Kyle?
Well, let's see if Gase sues.
Yeah, right. That's what I would do, quite frankly.
Right.
And Le'Veon may be an idiot and catch a lot of heat for slander and everything else. So defamation.
So I don't think the Browns would go in on Sorsby.
Okay.
Because they have a crowded QB room of lottery tickets already.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
and they have 10 picks next year. They have their own in rounds 1 through 5, and in round 7 they don't have a 6th. They have 2 additional 4ths. They have an additional 5th and a 7th.
Wow.
So to me, I would probably beg out, see how this year played out with the guys that were in house, and then look to come up if I were them.
So if you're
Arizona-
right, Kyle, that means we've got 2 teams. It's Jets, Cardinals before, and then let's see what else you have to say. That means it's down to 2 teams in the same category where these 2 teams would have the best shot at Sorsby. So go ahead.
So Arizona, I see no reason for them not to be all in on Sorsby.
Yeah.
Right. So that I would think that they would be a player. The Jets, now that they've drafted Klubnik, and it's, he's a developmental guy, day 3.
Yeah.
But, they traded up to get him, and they have 3 first-rounders next year.
Yeah.
So, to me, what is the pick that's worth it for them? The highest I would go would be a 3rd-rounder for the Jets.
Okay.
But my initial reaction was a 4th-rounder.
Okay.
Because of the gambling stuff.
Yeah.
So you basically, he's paying a penalty in value. The talent is at a premium, right?
Clearly,
but that is the epitome of stupidity to do that stuff. And he did in fact bet on his own team, which was Indiana.
Yeah.
So like teams are going to take look at him with a jaundiced eye just because of that. But to me, like a 3rd or a 4th rounder, and in that case, if you bring him in for this year, he's got to play, because his talent is enough where maybe he sits for a month and you're like, Gino, thanks for your service, man. Like, and then you wheel Sorsby out there to see what he's got, because the talent level is so high. You have to see what you have in him before you go into next year's draft, because you want to, in an ideal situation, you'd want to use those ones.
Yeah. 100%. Yes. If the Jets, let's say it's a 3rd-round pick and they win the lottery for Sorsby, you owe it to yourself to find out what this kid has before you make what would be an uninformed decision. If you don't know about Sorsby with 3 first-round picks, how could you possibly have a clear mind and do that? And here's the other thing on the gambling stuff that we haven't mentioned yet, but it's sort of obvious. The NFL has a very strict policy on themselves. Look at Jameson Williams and these other guys. Sorsby would have to cut all of that shit out. You can't. They don't let you even. Miles Austin, our old assistant wide receivers coach, he was betting on like baseball and he got in trouble. So like you can't bet on shit, especially in the facility. You get into a lot of trouble with that. So yeah, that's dangerous, because like if he comes in and you draft him, then he keeps having these issues, like you basically lit an asset on fire. So yeah, you have to be very sure with your research.
No, it is a tightrope, because if you think about Cleveland, for example, right, they've been scandal ridden with quarterback, right? So would they want to go down that road again? I wouldn't. Like if I'm Andrew Berry, I wouldn't want any part of that.
Yeah.
But like for the Jets, it's a tightrope, because Sorsby, if you look at the scouting report, they're like, he needs to play because the reads aren't quite there yet. So like, for him to bring him in, just have him sit the whole time, like at that point, then you'd have Klubnik, you'd have Sorsby, and presumably a number 1 that you draft next year on the bench, and one of those guys is going to play. You're basically flushing assets at that point.
100%.
So like they'd have to be very considerate in what they do and how they do it. But for a 3rd or 4th rounder, yeah, probably you'd have to consider it. That's
what do you think the Cardinals would do? How high do they go?
And here's the great part about this, right?
Okay. Yeah.
If they use that 2nd round pick and they get him, then they're less competition for a quarterback next year.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So this whole Sorsby thing, as unfortunate as it is for him, is kind of a boon for us, as I see it. Because
is it a win-win no matter what? Because if we get him and he's great, that's awesome. If our direct competition, which would have to be that's in the quarterback market, get him, to your point, that's one less team next year.
Right. And listen, and to me, that's more of a reason for the Jets to kind of bow out next year, because if we want to win a quarterback in the first round next year, we're going to win the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
And it could be so much easier if there's less competition. Maybe it only takes a second to go up, and it doesn't take one of your additional first, or maybe it takes a future first,
Sure.
or multiple day 2 picks between 2027 and 2028 to get up and get your guy. I appreciate it, Boy Green.
All right. Thank you. Great call, Kyle Clifton. Very interesting thoughts on this subject matter. Again, this is fascinating. Again, the NFL suspension stuff, like he could get us potentially. Again, it's hard to, like, Terrell Pryor was like 13, 14 years ago. So I don't know what credence that holds now to a potential decision, but does Sorsby get slapped on the wrist immediately? And that's probably less important because I assume Gino's going to be the guy for a large chunk of the season. Like, the more important stuff is if Sorsby keeps his gambling shit up in the NFL, that ain't going to fly. And that's going to be no bueno for old Sorsby. Wow. This is super interesting. Make sure you guys like the video here on YouTube. We appreciate it. Great call there from Kyle Clifton. I want to keep the phone calls rolling here. We've had a fun show so far. And I'm curious your guys' thoughts. Again, continue to vote on that poll there on YouTube, whether or not you'd risk it to get the biscuit. By the way, we're 7 subscribers away from 8,610. So keep joining the army, baby. All right, back to the phone lines. We got our 04 Jets fan, Devin. Not all at the same time. Go on, Devin. Ah, damn. Oh, wait. Do we have him back? Devin?
Hey, there we go.
Okay, there you go. You're going through a tunnel there. All right, great to have you back.
Yeah.
What's up?
Listen, I liked Sorsby. I was hoping he'd come out this year. I could get up in the second round this year. With this coming to light, I'm a little hesitant. A 4th round, maybe 3rd, if they could really vet him. But I do have hope that this young man can beat this, because the first step to beating a problem is to admit there is a problem. And even if it is a ploy to get back into college to play, he still knows the problem exists. So it's just a matter of, does he have the willpower to, per se, hold the right track?
Right.
Now, on the Terrell Pryor incident and this, they're really incomparable. Terrell Pryor was suspended by the NCAA for selling items and getting tattoos in return.
Right.
It wasn't gambling.
Yes, yeah, you're an Ohio State guy. Thank you for that. Yeah,
it was him, DeVere Posey, and I think there was 2 others that were suspended all at the same time for 10 games by the NCAA, which is why they went to the supplemental draft.
Okay, yes, that makes sense. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, but I mean, hell, the talent is there, so the interest has to be there.
Yeah,
I don't care if we just took Klubnik. I don't care about that. Dude's not going to ever be a solid starter. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we could get him for a 4th or a 3rd round pick, I mean, to me, 3rd round's where you start calling them potential starters, not outright starters like the 1st or 2nd round. That's where the crapshoot starts for me, is the 3rd round. I mean, it's still a valuable pick, but
sure.
So if Darren Muji thinks he can keep him under, and Darren Muji we trust.
100%.
So I appreciate the time, BG. You have a great rest of your day, sir.
Thank you. 04 Jets fan. Yeah, great. Thank you. I forgot about all the Terrell Pryor stuff. There's autograph stuff. So thank you for clarification. 04 Jets fan. So yeah, even a different situation. So yeah, I don't even know what the if we have any prior precedent here that would come into play. Hey, look at this. Harvey Bouchard Jr. has joined the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's go. this, Harvey. Don't let someone gift you your membership. You join yourself. That's what I'm freaking talking about, baby. All right, here are our raffle prizes this month, people. Then we'll get back to the phone calls. The phone calls have been electric so far. I appreciate it. Here you go. These are the 3 items we're giving away. You have a chance of punching your raffle tickets today. You have a chance of punching your raffle tickets tomorrow. And then we will draw a winner on Friday, May 1st. And someone will win all of these fabulous prizes. We've got a 50-pack of New York Jets trading cards. It has legends in it, current players. It's terrific. You can keep them in the box they come in. You can open them up with your kids. You can try to go get them signed by people, Jets players. Feel free to do that. We have a Jets 2026 draft hat. And here's the cool thing, people. I went to the draft. I have a brand new draft hat that I got from Pittsburgh, from the draft and from the Jets, and we will give it to you in the audience. So you will win a draft hat that came from Pittsburgh, not just some random hat shop. So I think you guys are really going to appreciate that cool history that's included. And a Sauce Gardner jersey, because screw the Colts, baby. Screw the Colts. And hopefully you can wear that as an anti-Colts watching device. So all of these wonderful items are up for bid. If you want to get a raffle ticket to the contest, it's very simple, folks. If you're watching on YouTube and you're in that comment section, a few notches over is a money emoji. Click that. You can gift channel memberships. You can join the Boy Green Coffee Club yourself. That's that join button if you're watching on YouTube. You can super chat questions or comments. Super sticker is allowed. So again, all you have to do is spend $3 on the channel. This is my plea, and I do this every single month. So I will plead to you once again, folks in the audience. People have won our raffle with just a single ticket. They're $3. Obviously, all of these items on your screen are worth much more than $3. The $200, $300 of value that's here on your screen. So everyone in the audience should at least buy one raffle ticket to have a shot. $3. That's all it is. So feel free to send that in. It helps support me and gives you a chance to win some great items. So take full advantage, folks, out there in the audience. Again, you guys can keep stuff in the ballot box today and mañana. Thank you, Harvey, excuse me. I combined your first and last name there, Harvard. Maybe you did go to Harvard, but Harvey Bouchard Jr., you're in the running, baby. Appreciate that out in the audience. Thank you for joining the Boy Green Coffee Club. All righty, back to the phone lines, people. Let's go up next. We've got Ed.
What's up, Paul? Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, actually. Yep.
Okay, we had a tornado come through last night.
Oh, Jesus.
I was on the phone with Jared, and I looked up, and I was like, it looked like I was driving towards my town, and I was like, it looked like Hiroshima. Like there was like a big old cloud, and I'm like, either that's a tornado or we just got freaking nuked. And so I drive into town. There's trees laying on the ground everywhere, branches, all this stuff. And I tell Jared, I'm like, dude, I guarantee you there'll be a tree down, like blocking my road. And sure enough, there was a tree down blocking my road.
Wow.
Got the only power pole, so my power was out. But dadgum, it was one of those things where Badshaw just had it was a bad day for Badshaw to put it all together.
Well, Badshaw, I want to give you an immediate tip of the cap. I didn't have a Hiroshima reference coming on my April 29th episode of Boy Green Daily, so thank you for that. Yep.
Have you ever seen that Family Guy short where the guy walks out and it's like, you think you had a bad day, and it shows this guy, it's like Hiroshima 1945, and he walks out and he's like, a parking ticket today of all days, and then he looks up and you just hear the missile dropping. I'm like, I freaking love that. Some good old dark humor for you.
Yeah, wow, that'll do it. Oh my, yeah.
Hey, I've got all, you never know what you're going to get when I call in. You might get some World War II references. You might get a movie reference. You never know. But
yeah.
That's good. All I wanted to do was call in and brag about our coffee club real quick, because our boy Chef Kev, he was dueling with the big fella yesterday, who the big fella is an awesome dude. Like I don't watch Jake's show every day, but when I do watch Jake's show, I always enjoy the big fella and his takes and everything. And he seems like an overall good guy. So Chef Kev had his work cut out to beat this guy. He's had a murderer's row of people that he's gone up against too. So I think he should definitely use that in the finale. But what I wanted to say was, when our coffee club, we rally around our boys. Like, we knew Chef Kev was battling it out, and so there was, like, I saw, me, Jared B, MFC, his friends, his close friends. He lets them call him motherfucking Choo Choo.
That's for sure.
NC Green, Ant Jets. There's Indy Jets. There's a lot of people I'm forgetting, but we all showed up. We all voted for Chef because we love Chef.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say I'm ready for that schedule to come out because, dude, I know Chef's going to be bringing that fire to the tailgate this year. So definitely looking forward to that.
Can I ask you this? Is he going to be bringing an Asmaniac championship to the tailgate?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's still got his work cut out for him because I think it's Gary or Charles that's next. But
yeah. It's one of those two for sure. Yeah.
But I definitely think, if he has like a little pre-battle speech or whatever, I'd be like, telling my troops, look, we've beat all these guys. We've beat all these tough guys here and there, and we can do it one more time. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just wanted to give some shout out to him. And, I don't know. I thought I heard Jake say on his show yesterday something about the Titans and Jets week 1. I don't know if he was just assuming that.
Yes. So I don't know where you heard that, but I did. So I just listened to the Jets Collective podcast yesterday. So that's May of where it came up. On the show, Jake asked Rich Cimini, Jake Asman, Rich Cimini, Brandon Tierney, they do that weekly podcast that just came out yesterday. And at the end of the show, they said, hey, Jake says to Rich, hey, do you have any intel on the Jet schedule? And he's like, he was sort of like waffling for a second. He's like, now I'm going to totally paraphrase. I don't remember exactly how he sort of winded up the pitch, but he's like, you know what? My gut says, or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised at Jets at Tennessee week 1 to kick it off. And I'll tell you, Betcha, nothing's official yet. Okay. So let me make sure I say this so this doesn't get lost in the sauce. No matter what, this year we're doing a home tailgate. That'll happen at MetLife Stadium. That will happen.
However, I will for sure be there.
And I love that. And there is a chance beyond that we also go to Tennessee. So there is some with Hop on Pop. And so there's been some conversation. Nothing locked in. It depends. And I'm sure, like everybody, where is that Tennessee game? Is it week 1? Is it week 2? Is it week 15? Like, where is it? So I would assume if I'm the schedule makers, I'm making that very early. I'm not sure if that's week 1. Maybe that sounds juicy. It seems like a very obvious thing potentially to do. But yeah, so Rich was sort of speculating. I don't believe he had any informed insight from what he said about it. But yeah, so Jake said it emphatically. Jake said, if I had to bet something, like I'd bet it's going to be at Tennessee week 1. And the rest of the panel went, oh, wow, okay, all right, we'll see. So nothing is out there yet that I know of. But yes, so Jets home game, 100% happening. Tailgate, Chef Kevin Gilbert, Luby, all that's happening. But in addition to that one, we may also be going on the road. We'll see. I don't know if it'll be the whole boot and caboodle, or is Luby and Chef Kevin, everyone coming with us, or are we just going as fans? That I don't know. It's probably more so fans. But still, I'd love to link up with everybody because it sounds like you. I've heard Indy. I've heard Philly. I've heard a couple of people all say, maybe we'd all go to that thing. So that'd be cool for us all to link up for that.
Heck yeah. And so I'll tell you something that's different from Titan Stadium than the Jet Stadium.
Yeah.
So I usually do handicap seating. Yeah. So the Jets, you basically you buy a ticket. They only allow you to get 2 tickets, but the Titans, you can get pretty much as many tickets as you want, because last time we went to the Titans Jets game, they squeezed in, like, there was a Titans guy, he brought 10 friends with him. And I'll just tell you, if you don't know much about handicap seating at the Titans games or at any games, you have plenty of leg room. They give you a padded folded chair to sit in, which doesn't sound that awesome until you sit in a fucking stadium chair. And then you know how awesome it is. So you've got leg room, you can stand, you can do whatever the heck you want. You don't have to let people up every time, they're going to the bathroom. So if anybody's interested, they can holler at me, and I might be able to get them a ticket up there with us, and I can send you a picture of where we sat. There was plenty of room. So Just throwing that
One
out there.
one nugget is I believe the Tennessee Titans are opening up their brand new stadium this fall. So I don't know if anything changes on that. So we may be
Okay.
able to see the brand new. I believe their brand new stadium. I'll Google it in a second. I'm fairly certain their new stadium opens up this fall. Let me see if that's true. Tennessee.
I was thinking my uncle texted me the other day, and because he's from Nashville, and I think he said they were. I don't know. I don't know if it's this year or not.
Oh no! It looks like you're right. It looks like it's next year. Okay, so I totally
Yeah.
screwed all that up. Okay, I thought for sure it was this. So no, it's for next year. So next year. Okay, so then it doesn't affect it. So same Titan Stadium rules apply. So okay, sorry about that misinformation, everybody.
Hey, I'll send you a pic though of the seats we had the other day.
Cool.
And whatnot. But I'll let other people call in and whatnot. But I just want to call in, give our coffee club a shout out real quick.
There you go. Appreciate you, Bad Shaw. Hell yeah, that one's for Chef, baby. Way to go, Chef. Appreciate you. Let's frickin' go. Okay, we got another super chat coming in here. Let's give some love to our newest member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Welcome back. Welcome back. There he is. Super chat time.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay. Not sure on that, kid. On a personal note, $10 super chat here from Harvey Bouchard Jr. I've launched my first single. I want to share it with my Jet family. I'm on all platforms. Harvey Bouchard, The Wars I would assume Inside Me. Please help spread the word. So it says The Wars I Side Me. I would assume that's inside, but Harvey, make sure you let me know in the comments if there was a typo there, because I want to make sure I get it right. It's so let me know, Harvey, if we have this incorrect. That's awesome, but wow, a single. That's whoa, that's super cool. So congratulations. That's amazing, Harvey. So definitely let me know for certain. And I will correct that no matter what it is. So we will get that in, Harvey. But appreciate the $10 super chat. Congratulations on a first single, man. That's awesome. A lot of people are celebrating things, so that is amazing. So congratulations, sir. That's awesome. Please like I said, please let me know the right song, The Words I Side Me. It could be that, and if it is, I apologize. But if it isn't or is, I'll highlight that back in a second and make sure I spread the word. All right, back to the phone lines. Up next is Ricky New York live here on the show. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, what's happening, BG?
Okay, hopefully you're feeling better, man.
So. I mean, I am getting better. Congratulations, Harvey, on the single.
Nice.
That's awesome. I do not have a single, but I'm going to launch a double right now, and I am going to double down and say hell no.
For Sorsby?
Yes. And let me just kind of lay it out. I mean, It wasn't like a dozen. It wasn't like 30 or 40. Thousands of bets. Like, I mean, even if it only takes, a couple of seconds to look it up and click bet.
Sure.
You know how long it takes to make thousands of bets? And listen, man, I work with a guy that, like, when I walk around all night, I'm kind of, roaming when I'm at work all night. They look like receipts, but I pick it up. Hard Rock Casino, 20 on the Knicks, 20 on the 10 on the dude. And he lives in his car, by the way. And we get paid every 2 weeks. Within 4 or 5 days, he's broke. Every week.
Oh, God.
Let me tell you something. And I'm not going to, I saw somebody asked my thoughts on the Adam Gase thing. I'm just not going to touch that.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. That's probably for the best.
But I would rather take somebody who is recovering from a drug problem than somebody with the gambling thing, because like drugs is like a physical thing. Here it is. You can say no to it. Like the gambling thing, like that's something that, like, man, it's bad. It really gets in people. Like I don't have it, and you know what? I'll tell you another thing. Like my wife, at one of her jobs, actually, I worked there very briefly with her too. And the guy's actually still in my fantasy football league right now. It is a free league.
Okay.
It isn't a pay league, so I am not encouraging his problem.
Yeah, right. You're not enabling there. Yeah.
No, but she would be at work and he would leave earlier. He was the manager of the place. The owner was also a really good friend of ours.
Okay.
And he would come in and he would go and he's getting money out of the safe. And I'm like, and his name actually is Paul, but
jeez.
And I'd be like, Paul, what are you doing, man? And he's like, oh, dude, I'm fixing to hit big, man. I'm getting in this tournament at the fucking Hard Rock, but he had already been in a tournament and lost, but was so close. I know I can do it, and so he would come, take money out of the safe, go back again. Then he'd come back again. I'd see him. Sometimes he'd do it 2 or 3 times in a night. And then he's in the store, after hours at like 4 a.m, going through like all the pickup tickets and throwing out the amount that equals what he lost at the casino. And by the time Big Mike caught on to it, I want to say he was like $12,000-$13,000 in the hole. And Mike was like, listen, man, I don't even have an accurate figure, but I'm going to start taking it out of your pay. You're no longer the manager, but I will afford you the opportunity to work it off. And I don't want to hear any more about gambling, or you no longer have a job. And if this arrangement isn't kosher, I can just go ahead and call the police right now, because even though you think you're slick because we don't have cameras, I've got a dozen witnesses. Wow. None of them want to lose their job,
right?
Especially not for you, And wow. It sucks because those two guys were like best friends. And
oh boy,
the worst part of it was seeing Mike after he gave Paul that ultimatum and looking at him, because it hurt him deeply and personally. Because
so it's sort of a wake up call.
Yeah, and he was just like, Rick, man, I never thought he would do that to me. But I'm telling you, man, listen, maybe you bet a little bit, more than you should have one time, and you're late because of the rent one time because of it. No, I'm talking like people with a real gambling problem, like thousands of bets kind of problem. Man, these people act like they're frigging possessed. When they get it in their head, and it's always like, that next time I'm going to hit. I know I am. I was so close. And it's like, no, you're not. Like, dude, I go to the casino and I usually, I'll buy like $40, $50 worth of chips. If I lose that, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way I go about it. And it's like, you know what? Like, be smart enough to know it's just not your night. Sometimes it's just not your night. Yeah,
and I think the fear for like a Sorsby is that he's got a phone. We have gambling to the phone. It's not even going to the casino anymore. It's not going to the horse track anymore. You could do everything from the palm of your hand. So the temptation for the rest of his life is going to be in his hand, which is dangerous for all the things we talked about. Because if you get multiple gambling violations in the NFL, you can eventually be permanently kicked out. So,
yeah. And well, listen, if I go down to the closest red light and hang a left, I'll be at the Hard Rock in less than 10 minutes. So I pass it every day on the way to and on the way home from work. So it's horribly accessible for people. And the guy that I was talking about lives actually closer to it than I do.
Oh boy.
He can probably be there in about 3 minutes.
Wow.
But like, dude, it cost him his best friend. It cost him his job. It damn near cost him his marriage.
Wow.
And then later on, I found out that this is like the third such incident like that there's been, over the, almost 40 years that those two guys have known each other. And it's long story short, hell no. No.
Okay, fair enough.
And
Fair enough.
I get it. As Jets fans, like we want a quarterback bad.
So bad.
But don't rush it. And I had kind of promised myself I wasn't going to do this, and I guess if I might have a problem too. It's like a mock draft problem. But I saw the way too early 2027 mock drafts, and I know like a half a dozen people that have done them. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that. We got 3 first rounders this year, D'Angelo Pons. We just had a draft that everybody, even people that talk shit about us on TV, are saying it was an A. Like, I want to revel in the moment. I'll worry about next year. But, 2, 3 in the morning one night, I was like, hell with it. Let me see what I can do. And when I pulled up the simulator, the Colts pick was number 3 overall. We were number 8, and the Cowboys were 16.
All right.
And I was like, oh, you know what? I think I like this. And I took your boy Leonard Moore from Notre Dame, number 2 overall. Ba-bing!
Great choice.
And then I get to 8, and I'm like, man, only Arch has gone. All the quarterbacks are all still there. They're not all going to go before we get to 16. And so I ended up taking Colin Simmons right there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say C.J. Carr, another Notre Dame Golden Domer.
No, the Texas pass rusher. And I'm like, wow, now we got a lockdown corner and a complete badass to put across from Bailey. We're cooking now. I get to 16, and only one more quarterback has gone at that point. Only 2 went between 2 and 16. I'm like, oh, you know why? Because all these teams drafted quarterbacks in the last 2 years. Like, right. Even Dart, he was a 2nd round pick, but he's still making decent money for that selection. So I get to 16, and I'm like, man, do I get cocky here and pass again? And I did. I passed on a quarterback at 6 because only 2 had gone. And I'm like, hell, Mensa's there, Mayava's there, Carr's at like all these guys are there. And I'm like, except for Arch and Moore were the only 2 that had gone. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I passed, and I took Georgia safety KJ Bolden and got us an elite badass safety. But then I ended up trading the 2nd rounder and traded back into the first to like 29th overall and took Darian Mensa, which
Mensa.
Yeah. And so I ended up getting to use my 3 first rounders on elite talent that wasn't a quarterback, and then traded back into the first because I was like, look, there ain't no way in hell we're taking a franchise quarterback and not getting that 5th-year option.
Right.
There's just no way.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even worried about somebody, taking him before I could get it. It was just that 5th-year option thing. I was like, yeah, we're taking a franchise guy, got to have that 5th year. And so I traded back in, but I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, looking at it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a haul. Yeah. And like beginning of the 3rd round, I got Perkins, like linebacker from Ole Miss. I was like, I filled the rest of our holes, and I got us a center later on. But I was like, I filled all the holes, and I filled them with nothing but badasses. And we also have, our potential franchise quarterback too. So listen, the possibilities are there. We need to not rush this, and whenever I have something good or something that's different, like sometimes I just can't help myself. I'll call into 3 or 4 shows and talk about it, and then it comes time for my show, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I already heard about that." Like, so I'm going to try to hold back a little bit on my Club Nick stuff for tomorrow, but I'm telling you, there's good reasons that for the pick. There's good reasons for why we traded up, and I'm going to get into all of it. But Club Nick going into the season, Mel Kiper thought he was going to win the Heisman. Some people thought that he was the number 1 overall pick worthy, and unfortunately, because of NIL and the transfer portal, they lost a lot of talent. The offensive line was shit. He got hurt early and was hurt, most of the year, and he just didn't have a very good year, and because of it, his stock crashed. But had he come out the year before, and you know what, there's more than one quarterback we could say that about too, and he probably would have done a lot better. And so I'm by no means am I like saying like, oh, we already got our franchise guy. No, that's not what I'm saying. But you know what? Aaron Glenn always says we're going to compete at every level. Those guys, well, good. Let Club Nick go and compete. He's a good kid. He's a talented kid. Let's see what he's got. And the mindset from the beginning was at the very worst, this can be our long-term backup. And so yeah, man. Like, but the Sorsby thing, like, no. And it's not me being an asshole and not wanting to give a kid a second chance, but he does deserve a second chance from one of those other 31 teams.
Yeah,
absolutely. Just not us.
Yeah, which is fair. I like that other perspective. So shout out to you, Ricky New York Live. Thank you for joining us here on the show. Good thoughts. And again, I like a different perspective. Not everyone just said, yeah, Sorsby. I like, whoa, before we do this, what about this? By the way, real quick, before we go back to the phone line, Devin Chafin says, did the Espresso Club stream already happen this month? No, it did not. So obviously the month works a little weird here because the first of the month is coming up on Friday. I got some Syracuse Mets games. Let's shoot for Saturday evening. Okay, so May 2nd, Saturday night, I do a Syracuse Mets game during the afternoon. So whenever that game wraps up, head back home. We'll probably shoot for 8 or 9 o'clock. So for our Boy Green Espresso Club members, if you guys don't know what that is, if you hit that join button on your screen, if you're watching on YouTube, there's 2 membership levels, Coffee Club and Espresso Club. Coffee Club is $2.99 a month. You get a loyalty badge, early access to videos, a lot of fun there at that level. I appreciate any level people decide to join. If you pick the other level, the Espresso Club is $5.99. And the greatest perk of the Espresso Club is, sure, you get raffle tickets every contest concurrently throughout the rest of the time as long as you remain an Espresso Club member. That's cool because you always have a chance to win prizes. You get 5 raffle tickets, which are $15 value, but you only pay $6 a month. So I highly recommend people join the Espresso Club. That gets you your best bang for your buck. But also we do live private shows just for you guys where we can talk about anything and everything. Swearing's allowed, drinking's allowed, and God knows whatever else is allowed. So, yes, the Espresso Club we do once a month at the end of every month. In this particular case, because of how it sets up, it'll technically be the beginning of May. So we'll have 2 in May probably. I'll have to see how May ends up. Actually, let me take a gander at the calendar here to see when May is. So, yeah, we'll be doing it May 2nd on Saturday night. And no, I guess we'll be doing it. We'll figure it out. May 31st is on a Sunday, so maybe it'll be a Sunday. I don't know. We'll figure it out for the rest of the month. But May 2nd, coming up on Saturday night, this Saturday, in just a handful of days, will be our Espresso Club live stream for all you guys. I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about coming off the draft and stories we can share. So thank you, Devin, for that. But it's looking like Saturday night. So if you guys want to be a part of that mega stream, make sure you guys join the Espresso Club. That option is available in front of you. Let's go back to the phone lines. EZ joins us here on the program. EZ.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good to see you, pal.
Sitting in the truck. I'm underneath the hopper.
Okay, nice.
Let's see if you can catch it.
Okay.
You see the asphalt going in?
Okay.
Maybe
yeah.
not. Oh, well.
Not quite. Not quite. Okay. There's some asphalt's
Oh,
getting
well.
thrown in there. Okay.
Yep, asphalt.
How much asphalt?
20 ton.
Wow.
We're doing a road job. We're doing a
20 tons.
road job, so
That's
Yep.
40,000 pounds.
yeah, ain't
Wow.
nothing.
Wow. Okay.
It's a quad axle diesel, so it's got the little pusher wheels that come down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not just a truck driver. I'm also an equipment operator because we
How
got to
long-
operate the dump body and all that stuff.
How long does it take to fill up 40,000 pounds of asphalt?
He usually does it in 3 drops.
Okay. How long is each drop?
5 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's pretty instant. Okay.
Yeah, like I'll show you what it looks like here.
All right. Sure.
You see this spray? You see that liquid they're spraying in?
Yeah.
That was release agent so that the asphalt will slide out nice and easy without getting stuck.
Oh, okay.
And
right.
I'm just grabbing my tickets. Second one always gets stuck in here.
Oh, some
There we
raffle
go.
tickets?
Yeah, I wish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you want to see it drop?
Sure. Yeah. Let's see it drop.
All right, there we go. That's the asphalt.
Wow. Oh, wow. It is plowing in there.
Yep. That's about 350 to 400 degrees.
Ooh, good Lord. That
And
sounds hot.
and these are the 2 drop axles. They go down to help hold the weight. See, he's still
Okay.
going. See, he's got
Okay.
3 more drops just like that in that truck. He'll
Oh,
move
damn.
up a little bit. Yeah, it's cool. So
By the
anyway,
way, 04 Jets
hold on.
fan gives you a shout out. He said he's a truck driver too, and he said tip of the cap to you.
Oh, thank you. So anyway, what I was going to say is
Sure.
put that in, put that in, put that in. Oops, I'm going to hit the road.
Yep,
Safety
yep, yep.
first.
Of course, safety never takes a holiday. Yep.
Okay, so just bear with me. If you don't
Yeah,
see
of
me,
course.
you can
No,
hear
it's
me.
Yes, loud and clear.
I got cut off yesterday because I hit a dead spot on the highway right in the middle
Wow.
of me making a point. But
Ah, damn it.
anyway, I was listening to Green Bean's podcast from last night this morning when I woke up. And I don't know if you know what Green Bean's expertise is, but he is in addiction recovery because he was in. You there? Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah. He's in addiction recovery. And he said when he was watching the initial press conference, and he said his wife is also a counselor, right? So Green Bean says, I know what a guy looks like when they're high. And he goes, I can tell what they're on when they're high. Like, he said the way his eyes were bugged out and he couldn't focus and he was looking around and the way his mouth was twitching, he's like, he was on coke. He said, that's a cocaine high. When you can't control your vision. And he says, you can't kid me. He goes, I've been doing this for 35 years. I mean, he's done everything from counseling to actually running the organizations as president. I mean, and if Green Bean thinks Gase was high, and now you're getting Le'Veon Bell years later saying, yo, man, I walked in his office. I saw the guy doing lines on his desk. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. That was exactly his quote. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. And he probably couldn't even fucking believe it. But
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
if I
the
was
way he-
Gase and I was doing lines on my desk and a player walked in, I would be like,
Yeah, what
oh,
do you
geez.
say?
Yeah, like
Right.
I don't know. Interesting.
Well, why
But
do you
no,
think he didn't
obviously
play
Green
him?
Bean, yeah.
There was
Well-
all this crazy shit going on. I mean, that's just, come on.
Yeah.
Are you telling me the way he would sit down on the bench during the middle of the games and reading in a book and stuff, and also while the game was going on, that this guy had his wits about him?
It was very bizarre. I just
Yes, there's just nothing else. So I mean, Le'Veon Bell risks getting sued. So if he's going to come out and say
You
it,
better hope so. Yeah.
yeah. But then again, the flip side of that is when you sue somebody, you got to have proof that you weren't doing it.
Do you?
And oh yeah, because it's called, when you go to trial, you have to have evidence. It's called, and you have to hand your evidence to the other team. That's called discovery.
Yeah, but what's Le'Veon's evidence besides his eyeballs that he actually has it? If he doesn't have any photos or videos, isn't it just his words, which could be defamation and libel and all that jazz?
Yeah, but what happens if Gase goes and sues him,
Yeah.
and then Bell goes and confronts other people that have seen it?
I don't know. If I saw it, I don't know if I would jump on Le'Veon's case because that could destroy me. So
why do you think he waited years after his career's over to come out with it?
That is weird.
You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, anyway, getting back to this kid quarterback.
Yeah. Sorsby. Yeah.
Shit. From all reports, he's a good quarterback, but
very good.
Shit, man. Here's the problem: if you have a gambler, okay, more than with a drug addict. If you have a gambler, and the gambler owes someone money, and they can like threaten to hurt someone in his family if he doesn't throw a game, that's why you can't have a gambler in the league. Because there's just, I mean, it's bad enough the referees are all fucking mashugana and crazy. But now you have a fucking quarterback who can shave points? No, you can't have that. You can't. He can't have one bet. Not one single bet. No one can have leverage on him. Anyone that has leverage on him is, I mean, and these people are not nice people. Well, I mean, you're a nice person, so you look at the world through rose-colored glasses. But let me tell you something. There's a lot of pieces of shit out there. And people who are nice think everyone else is nice. And people who are shit think everybody else is shit. So when you're involved with someone who's a piece of shit, I mean, they're gonna do what they're gonna do to get what they want, and they don't care, because bad people are bad people. So you really can't take someone involved in gambling. That's the whole reason why they look at it so badly in team sports. And I think the worst thing that ever happened to sports, and I'm not, and this is an opinion, so I don't want to be sued for saying this, but I think all these like FanDuel and DraftKings stuff, not that they're illegal, they're legal. They're doing everything by the book. There's nothing wrong with what they do. I personally think that it's not good for sports. That's just a personal opinion. And I tried something one time with I don't remember whether it was DraftKings or FanDuel, because I put in $5 and they gave me like $23 to bet. I did it one time. But you know what? I did it one time and I was like, you know what? I didn't win, and I'm like, you know what? You really can't win. The only thing you can do is get in deep with this stuff. It's just not, for me. It's not good.
Yeah,
for me. Some people now, anything in moderation is cool. Sure. When I was younger and in my 20s and the heavy metal and all that and the bands, I dabbled with everything. A little of this, a little of that. Well, some of my friends would do a lot more extreme shit than I did. And,
are you talking about some devil's dandruff, some sniffy jiffy?
Yeah, well, it went beyond sniffy jiffy. That's why I had to stop. Yeah, I mean, there were some people that were freebasing and cooking it up and smoking it out of a little glass pipe, and then there were some people actually mainlined it.
What does that mean?
I mean, shooting it in your arm as if it was heroin.
Oh God! Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, it's called booting it, and some people I had friends that started booting coke, and that's when I got out of it. I actually stopped hanging out with all my friends because of that. It was a really tough time in my life.
Yeah,
because they got me to actually try one and everybody.
Oh no. Easy. Down. We lost Easy. Damn it. Wow. Well. Sniffy Jiffy. Didn't know we'd have that reference on Boy Green Daily, yet here we are. I guess I'm the one who said it, but we have 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Back to the phone lines. Let's go to a man of the people, someone That is we've seen on the Rocky montage video, you know. Let's welcome in Jake Asman, Madness finalist, future champion, Pro Football Hall of Famer from the Cloverleaf Tavern, Chef Kevin Gilbert.
My man, I appreciate you. Seriously, the coffee club. I heard Bad Shot earlier. I was stuck in traffic, so I was listening in, and Bad Shot, he had a lot of good words, and he beat me to it, man, because I was gonna say all that stuff, like with the NC Green, the Ant Jets, man, Jared B, Hep,
yeah,
like Ricky. I saw Envelette, like
you're my
yo,
guy, man. You're our guy. Come on.
there was a lot of dogs in there, man, and
Hello.
just the support, man. Yo, it felt good, man. It was much needed. I had like a little signed Cloverleaf hat that I was gonna, give to somebody or whatever. But
cool.
all those cats I just mentioned, if y'all are at the tailgate, yo, I got something special cooking for y'all. All right.
Let's go.
Easy, man. He always has those calls, man. You never know where it's gonna go. I think that was his lawyer calling him. Like let's not talk about hitting the main line and the glass pipes and all that. Like I don't know, man. Let me steer it a little towards football, man.
Okay, appreciate you.
First, let me shout out that boy, number one Austrian Jets fan, man. He's a dude that shows a lot of support, man. Johnny Boy Indy got that emoji, man, on Jake's spot now. So
that's amazing.
It looks fresh, man. It looks fresh.
Good.
Gator did a great job on that.
Excellent.
And then Brody Strong, man.
Yes, sir.
Prayers to the big bro, man. Hoping for a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
So with the Sorsby stuff, man, like, yo, he's a good quarterback, man.
For sure.
Like
definitely.
when you look at everything, like he could scramble. He almost has 600 rushing yards this past season.
He can run, he can pass. He's 6'3", he's 240 pounds, for God's sakes. I mean, the size, the throwing, the running. I mean, woo, he's got it all.
TD to interception ratio was like 27-5, 27-6, something like that. So I'm cool with that. But then it's like that off the field stuff, man. I'm like, because I think that might be a reason why we passed on Lemon. Like, Sadiq, I'm happy with the Sadiq pick. Right. Especially since we got Cooper too. Like, that was important. But with Makai, I think that's why he slipped like all the way down to 20. I think with some of the character stuff, and I think that's what Glenn's trying to do, man. He's trying to get the good character people in here, dudes that are about football, not a lot of the off-field shenanigans. Like, you won't see us getting Stephon Diggs or the Tariq Hills or anything like that. Like, if you're in the news for off-the-field issues, like, that's something that we can't tolerate. And if you look at the roster, man, it looks pretty clean, man.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Lot cleaner than Adam Gase's nose, man. I'll say that, man.
Yikes, that's for sure. And look at this, Philium jumping into the mix with a super chat. Let's freaking go, baby!
Wow.
I've never been good at math, but I like this equation: chef equals class. Couple of heart emojis in there. Appreciate you, Philium. Thank you, sir.
OG, I appreciate that, man. The Ricky and Wise too, man. Like, I'll say his name again, Hep. Like,
yes, for
Bob Letterer. I think I called in on Sunday.
Oh, Bobby.
Oh, no, it was Friday. It was a Friday show. I called in and he voiced support for me too. So the OGs, man. That Bad Shaw, man. Yo, all of y'all showed up, man. So definitely appreciate that. Yeah. But for Sorsby, man, like, it's a pass for me, man. We have Cade here. The Tank for Ty guy, seems like a good guy. Now he's, shoving for club. I don't want him getting pissed at me. So, I'm a supporter. You know, I definitely was critical in real time and still stand on that. That I didn't like the fact that we traded up, um, especially knowing that there wasn't a quarterback that was picked like I think like 20 something, 30 something. So, yo, it was crazy, man.
Yeah.
But they did like him. So hearing Muji talking, saying that last year they was looking at him, it almost feels like it was more of a Muji pick than a Frank Wright pick because Frank Wright wasn't here with us when they were scouting Klubnik and all that. So I don't know if that pick was kind of like forced on Frank Wright or if he was like, yeah, I'm in the same boat as y'all. Like, yeah, let's go get him. So that's, my only thing with drafting Cade is like, who really wanted him? And is this really Frank Wright's fit? Because if it's not a Frank Wright fit, it's not going to work. And that's
Right.
like, my biggest fear. But at the end of the day, it's a fourth round pick. It's something that you can try and see. The best case scenario is that he's a good backup. I don't really see that starting potential. But if something happens where, in a desperate need, he needs to fill in a couple times, man, so be it. But yeah, I don't, because what is it? We give up a pick, we give up a second, I think you were saying.
Yeah. So for, I mean, yeah, Albert Breer said, why not for one of these teams give up a second? But, if you give up a second, it's not even guaranteed because if any of these other teams that have 6 wins or fewer also give up a second, it's up to random chance who ends up winning his services. Now, the good news is if you submit it and you lose, like you didn't get him, you don't lose your pick. You still keep your pick. You only lose the pick if you get the kid. So, yeah, that's the shish kebab of it. But you can bid any pick you want. It could be a 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, but whoever has the highest bid, or if they're all the same bid, then it's random draw out of the people that did it of the teams that are in the same category. Yeah.
It's just nervousness, man, that like
Right.
thousands of bets, man. It's not
That's
like
a lot of bets. That's not 3 bets. But that's razor blades and lemon juice. That's a lot of work over a lot of time. That's yeah.
so, and then it's like, there's so many ways to dissect that too. It's like, does he have sources that are telling him like what to do?
Right.
Is he the head guy that's like masterminding this, and he has, he feeds the information to other people? There's so many
Luckily, right
hypothetical.
now, from the insider report, and this is just the report from right now from ESPN, is that he is basically, with all due respect, just an idiot. Like that, from all the legal stuff that's gone on so far, that he hasn't been insider trading, like asking the offense coordinator, hey, what's going to happen here? And then leaking that to somebody else and do it. So thankfully, it's not that kind of pyramid scheme, but still, like even you're an idiot. You've done it 1,000 times. I mean, that's still stupid. But yeah, it doesn't sound like he's some kingpin or anything, at least. So that's the good news, if there is any good news in all this craziness. He just seems like a moron. Yeah.
Word. Well, yo, man, I got to get going. I just had one question, man.
Yeah.
How did Johnny Boy get that Curtis Martin hat? Was it one of those like puppy dog eyes he gave to you? Was it something where he like, offered you something where it almost seems like the Omar Cooper camp is gonna offer you something for the draft pick card? I'm just curious. And if
Yeah.
if it's something that you can't say, I
No,
get it. But that was just
nothing. Zip and so unless Johnny has some other surprise planned, he offered me nothing. There's no. I mean, I felt bad for him. Basically, I mean that was it. Now, to be honest, I was going to feel bad for him and keep it. Like, oh, that sucks, buddy. But Curtis Martin. But then the more like we leave the draft. We're driving home. It's like a 30-minute drive. I dropped off Luby at his hotel. And then we had to drive another 30 minutes after that to get to our hotel. And we're just sitting in the car, and I'm wearing this hat on my head. I feel it. The Curtis Martin signature is on my dome. And I'm driving.
You got the picture too?
Oh, yeah, the picture. I got to meet him twice. So he came back. The autograph's phenomenal. I was going to immediately, when we got back to the hotel, I was immediately going to buy a glass case to put the Curtis Martin hat in forever. And then I'm just sitting there, I'm like, Johnny did get to be with us for the Omar Cooper pick, which was awesome. Like he jumped over the fence and somehow people weren't looking and somehow he
I said that. Didn't I tell y'all when the pick comes in, just rush?
Right.
I said
and
that.
Somehow, like, I don't know how there is like for people who've never been to a draft, especially this one, there was 50, 60 security officers in suit and ties that had tasers and nightsticks and all kinds of shit ready if you did something crazy. And someone did jump on the stage in the middle of the draft, and oh my God, that was not good.
Yeah, it doesn't end well.
No, definitely not. But anywho, he somehow broke through, and good for Johnny Boy. But No, I just was like, you know what? If I'm being honest, I wouldn't have been at the draft without Johnny Boy. So like he invited me, and then Lou B invited me, and then I'm like, you know what, F it, let's go. So I got nothing from Johnny Boy. I don't need nothing from Johnny Boy as long as he appreciates it. If he doesn't or gets hit by a bus, I'm gonna come and pry that Curtis Martin hand out of his dead cold fingers. But as long as he appreciates it and it's some meaningful piece of cool Jets memorabilia, then he can have it, and we're friends, and that's what friends do for each other. I mean, you know, I won't lie. I told him after I gave it to him, I said, if you ask, are you sure? I'm gonna say nope, and I'm taking it back. So I said, don't ask, and he didn't, and so he has it at his house, I imagine. Yeah,
that's why we rock with you, BG man. That's why you nothing in return. Just being a good dude. Nobody
appreciate
whispering anything in your ear. Nobody
Nah.
tipping you off. You doing what you think is the right thing,
That's right.
and you know that goes a long way, man. So you know that's why we keep plugging in. You know we appreciate everything you do, man. Again, Coffee Club, Espresso Club, yo, I appreciate that support, man. Go on Friday on that second show, man. Rock with your boy, man. I need y'all one last time.
So finals are what, this Friday? You said
Friday afternoon, man.
Oh, Friday, like 2 days from now, Friday.
That's right. Gary and Charles are going today.
Okay.
And then off day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let me cook up a little bit, and then Friday's game time, man. Let's take this home. We gonna do it, man. All of us.
We're going to the ship. We're going to the ship. Let's go, Chef. Bring this home, baby. We'll be here with you.
Let's go, Jeffs.
There he is. Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Fired up for Chef. That's amazing. Let's bring some hardware home from Mama. Huh? Got 300 plus people in the room. Guys, like the video, hit subscribe. We're going to be back live in less than 2 hours. We got a live show, but let's go back to the phone lines. We got my buddy Troy Sturgis, Espresso Club representing in the building. What's up, Troy? Troy? What's up, Troy? Can you hear us?
Hey, BG.
Hey, what's up, man?
I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear you.
Okay. Well, I can hear you. Right, let's do this. Troy, we're going to kick you out, and you can try to come back in, okay? You can't hear me saying any of this, but call back in. We'll try to bring you on the show. But appreciate that. I imagine you're just listening to the show, then all of a sudden it just stopped. He's like, what the hell? What's wrong with this thing? So, Troy, feel free to call back in, and we'll finish off with one last call with you. While we're waiting for that last call, let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats here on the program. Okay. I think that's everybody here. Good. We'll give one more shout out as we come back through here in a second. Let's get to the poll. I just want to take another peek ski at the poll we put up on the Brendan Sorsby situation. Would you give up a 2027 second rounder? Because that's what, by the way, that's not just random. Albert Breer, that's the pick he floated in his column to say, hey, why wouldn't one of these teams, offer this? And so would you be willing to give up a 2027 second rounder to Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby this offseason? The supplemental draft would take place in either June or July of this offseason. You would get him immediately if you won his services. Yes, take the swing, or not, way too risky. 60-40 say it's way too risky. And I don't blame you. As we, I was all aboard the train yesterday. And then as you guys have been talking about the gambling stuff, I'm like, a little risky. I'd give up a pick for sure. But maybe I'm in the Kyle Clifton range. Maybe I'm more in that third round range the more we've talked about it. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. I believe we got him back. Troy.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, we got you back. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I just wanted to say my shop has got some serious issues with the Wi-Fi, so
okay.
I haven't been able to call in lately. But anyway, hey, I got you now. And wanted to say I really appreciated you doing the whole draft thing, and I following you guys and watching you guys up there had to be a blast for you, and it looked really great. So I'm so glad for you guys that all got to do that, and for Lou B for getting you guys up there. That's awesome to have guys in high places.
That's what I told somebody. Somebody said, "Wow, man, how much did you pay for that? What did you? Whose leg did you have to hump for that?" And I was just like, "Hey, man, I'm just a lucky son of a gun with a 4-leaf clover shoved up some orifice. I don't question it. I just embrace it. I just accept it." So yeah, I'm very lucky. It was once in a lifetime.
Good times. Hey, would like to say that at first I was really down in the draft. I really haven't got to talk to you since the draft.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, just like to say it. At first, I was really down in the draft, but how they came back, it went from probably a C plus because I really don't like David Bailey, but he is a top player. So
sure.
Let's just now he's one of our boys, so I'm pulling for him.
100%.
And how they came back in the draft, I give it an A minus.
There you go. Great. I was at a B plus, but I love all the A grades we've been seeing. That's phenomenal.
I'd also like to say the whole Cade Klubnik, that guy. How many of the commentators would be hating on Kansas City or
right?
I mean, how many hated on Los Angeles for getting Ty Simpson? I thought way too early.
Mm-hmm.
They just like, well, he's a genius. He knows what he's doing.
Right.
The Jets, they'll climb on us and tell us how bad he is and everything. That who knows what the kid went through in Clemson, and I know kind of looking back and kind of studying some of the stuff they did in the past in his high school days. He has 3 high school state championships.
Yeah, all in Texas, which is the best of the best. Yeah.
I mean, you got to play there. You got to be 100%. One of the dogs there. And he was a 5-star recruit coming out. I mean, if we can, we got some good quarterback coaches now. And hopefully the kid can, I'm hoping at least be a serviceable backup.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. Hey, anyway, good to talk to you and good to hear that the Espresso Club's coming up. And
Saturday night, baby.
Talk to you guys soon. I got to get out of here. I got some stuff I got to do. Good to see you guys.
Appreciate you, Troy. Thanks for calling in. Yes. Again, let me grab the horn. Espresso Club. I'll be setting up the link today, hopefully. 8:00. We'll shoot for that Saturday night. I'm coming back from a baseball game, so just a slight asterisk on the start time. It should not be affected. I think the game starts at 1:00. So, I mean, that's 7 hours away. I have had one baseball game bring me there to 2 or 3 in the morning one time, but that seems unlikely. So, yes, let's schedule for 8:00. Let's pencil that in. And barring the longest baseball game of all time, we should be back for that on Saturday night. So pencil that in, folks. Espresso Club meeting, which will wrap up, obviously, the month of April. That'll be officially in May. But your phone call, your conversations, if you guys want to join us, it's a private live show. Last couple have been 3-4 hours in length. We talk about anything and everything. Everything is on the table. I'll tell you some draft stories, which will be fun. You can call into the show, hang out in the comment section. All of that is fair game on the program. So I love these. We've been doing them since the turn of the year, and they've been a lot of fun. All right, let's squeeze one last phone call in, and then we got a dip. So we'll get one more phone call in. Let's get in this guy. I haven't talked to this guy in a while. Knowledge the Jedi. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, Boy Green? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well.
I saw you on TV during that Cooper Jr. pick. As soon as they picked him, I saw you flash on the screen with the big chain on. I was like, I know him. Him.
See, this is it right here.
So a little more help for Gangrene.
Yeah, that was it right there.
So cool.
When it comes to the draft, you already know who I wanted at number 2 and whatever, or even for us to trade back.
Right.
But, hey,
we almost got him. I'm curious if he was on the board at 16. The Jets go, fuck this. Ruben Maine and David Bailey. Would they have done that? Ooh, baby.
Hey, you never know. It looked like we were aiming for offense after we got our
That's probably true.
Rusher,
That's probably true.
But I'm not mad at the draft. The only thing I felt was a little weird is that we had 2 4th-rounders. Why did we trade up 18 spots to get a QB when they didn't even draft another QB to the 5th round, in the draft? Who did we feel was going to grab him that we jumped up?
I'll tell you this. We are going, as long as nothing crazy happens, that will probably be the show topic tomorrow morning. We'll see, because there's this Russell Wilson thing too, but that'll probably be the topic tomorrow morning. So I've got some insides on that, and we'll all talk about the Cade Klubnik thing. So that should be Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning. We have some new notes on that.
It just seems like I told you. I always told you when I used to call into the Michael K show, somebody else always takes who I feel we should take.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay took both Scott and Bain, which I felt we should have took, which is cool. We got Ponds. You know what I'm saying? And I realized we didn't go for Scott because Ponds and Scott play the same position. So it wouldn't have made sense to double down on a nickel corner of what they projected would have been a nickel corner, even though Ponds and Scott could probably play outside boundary. Yeah. I was a little confused with the D tackle because the D tackle I wanted was Caleb Proctor, who got picked right after we picked. So it was like, wow. Like we picked the kid from Florida State, and then right after we picked him, the kid from the small college at D tackle that ran a phenomenal 40 got picked right after him. Mm-hmm. But then when I saw the clips of him at the Senior Bowl, I was like, oh, this guy's nasty. Like he's running through people's faces and shit. So it was like, hey man, at the end of the day, I'm a Jets fan. Like I'm happy because the offseason's our season. And it looks like we won the offseason according to the draft. Sure. Now, the question is going to be is who's going to be the undrafted free agents we bring in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't believe the Jets have made an official announcement yet, so that list should be coming out here, I'd imagine, ASAP. Let me double check. I don't believe. Wait, let me see if the Jets have officially put out their press release yet with the UDFAs. I do not see it, so no, not yet. So it should come out like today, tomorrow, any day. So we'll see who is actually added to the 90-man roster. We'll find that out here.
Yeah. I think we had a solid draft. We got 8 guys. They all look like they have high IQs. We went after kids that were winners. Like I said, we should target teams that went deep in the playoffs. At least they heard that part from your show. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just exciting. It's been a while to be exciting to be a Jet fan. We got 3 number ones this year. The next year we got 3 number ones. Yeah. Like I think this is the turning of a leaf. Hopefully Glenn could prove everybody wrong that he could really coach. We got a better roster, and we got some veterans that could guide them. And hey, man, I'm just excited to be a Jets fan again. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? You know, the Colts, we put bad juju on the Colts, and then we can still get a top 5 pick from them for our next year. And then I guess our pick, if we make the playoffs, we're picking after, I guess, 28.
That would be amazing. You know? I am excited to be a Jets fan. I can't wait for the season to get here. We're going to have all these things, right? The schedule comes out in like 2 weeks. We have OTAs going on, mandatory minicamp. We're going to have some things before, we get there. And, man, I can't wait.
I think what we need to do, though, if we were going to get an undrafted free agent, it's too late that Baltimore grabbed them, would have been to get the short quarterback out of Vanderbilt.
Diego Pavia, yes.
If we would have put him as an undrafted free agent on the bench, I'd rather him than freaking Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson looks like he's going to just be holding the clipboard and teaching IQ. Like, at least this kid we could put in there to run around some RPO, which he fits the Ravens. I'm going to be honest, he fits the Ravens offense. Sure. So it makes sense for them to grab him. Because they do that type of structure because they got Lamar Jackson. But I'm not mad at the Klubnik pick. Like, he did really good. He passes all the Parcells rules. He played 30-plus games, 3-year starter, 60% completion rate. He just had a down year, which I said, like, it didn't make sense that they changed his offensive coordinator because last year, if he would have came out, he would have been a top 10 pick. So, at least he's not, At least he ain't no Hackenberg. We ain't got to worry about expecting him to be a pro-style quarterback 2 years after he ever been in that scenario. So I think it's exciting, man. And according to Dabo Sweeney, that was who his coach was, right, at Clemson, right? He said he's a dog. That this guy, all he does is look at film and constantly work out. He's a gym rat. That's kind of positive that you want to hear from a guy that we got in the 4th round.
Absolutely. So let's hope that's where everything continues to go. So I'm excited for the kid. Like I said, we'll do a full show on him tomorrow, but it's going to be interesting. And yes, to Macho Talk Sports again, I think I've seen reports of 5 UDFAs brought in. So yeah, all of those are just rumors right now. Until the Jets put out a list and say, here are the 15 guys we signed, here's the 10 guys we signed. All that is just, I don't want to say nonsense. I'm not trying to, destroy anyone's reporting, but it just, some of those are reported as signings, but they're really rookie minicamp invites, so they're different. So let's wait for the Jets. It's going to come in once they do it. If there's anyone of interest or anything, we will talk about it here on the show. I promise, Macho, and anyone else that's interested in the UDFA stuff.
But yeah, I feel positive about the QB though. Like I think with the coaching we got,
whoa, look at this suit and tie.
Oh, we're official here.
Oh, okay, all right.
Let's go.
How to be in the meeting, man. So.
Baby, you're looking spiffy, man. The
quite
pink tie is a flash.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I believe that's salmon. Is that salmon?
I don't know. My
fuchsia.
My wife and my daughter, they tend to put my stuff together because
very nice.
I'd be in all black constantly.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. When we're in the hotel room, I wasn't seeing any of this dress up.
No, dude. I mean, you know that I'm gonna be just chilling. I mean, dude, I think I looked pretty fresh when I was rocking at the draft.
Sure, yeah. There was some swag. There was some drip. There was some of that going on. None of this, but yeah. Okay.
Hey, I wanted to ask you guys real quick something. So the Jets draft is getting a lot of praise right now, which is great because we typically don't see it at all. So some knowledge in BG. Let me ask you, out of all of the picks that we got during the draft, who would you say is the biggest steal, and which player has the most upside to potentially be somebody that's going to be impactful day one for the Jets?
I got 3.
All right, give them to us, please.
Sadiq the Freak, because we could put him in the slot. He could be our slot receiver. Instead of putting him as a double tight end, we put him in the Y. Cooper adds that he could play all 3 receiver roles for us. And Pons, I think, is a day one starter. With the way our corners look, I think he could come in and start right away.
I would say in terms of the steals, I think there's 2 that jump out to me. Omar Cooper Jr., if you look at consensus big board, he was basically a top 15 player. You got him at 30. So that's great value and filled the wide receiver void. And then D'Angelo Pons, Rich Cimini said it yesterday on the Jets Collective podcast. If D'Angelo Pons was 3 inches taller, he'd be a first round pick. We got him at pick 50 at a position of need. So to me, those are 2 steals. And if I'm to trust anyone with a shorter corner, it's Aaron Glenn, who in fact is the shorter corner, and he's calling the defensive play, so he knows what he's looking for. So Pons could be a starter. So yeah, I'd probably, because like Baylor was the number 2 overall pick, and people had him in the top 5, so that's not really a steal, but it's great. Like he wasn't. I wanted Arvell Reese, but I'm a David Bailey guy now, so let's friggin' go. And Sadiq was taken around consensus big board. He was 16, so that went about as planned. But yeah, I'd go Omar and Pons. Yeah.
I also think the Miami guard Cooper was a good steal in the back end because he gives us depth, and I think he'll start. Could fight to be a starter this year or next year because it could put Titman back at center. And you could play him as a backup at guard or tackle because his arms are long.
Bless you, BG. I think I would say the VJ Payne because I know. Like even in the draft, we were talking about VJ Payne and like, oh look, this is one that's still out there, and we thought that he could go.
In the 4th round.
And we ended up getting him in the 7th. I mean, what, a 6'3".
Yeah.
I forgot how much the dude weighs. Safety, that's a thumper there.
He only dropped because he missed 12 tackles last year, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what was the thing. That's how he dropped further back because he has an issue getting low, I guess, because he missed like 12 tackles. They said,
but it's because he tries to go for those highlight tackles, right?
And he's bigger, so he's got a profile breakdown. When you're 6'3", I would know because I was always short. But I would imagine as a lankier body, you really got to hone in on your tackle because you're going to be like Gumby out there. But yeah, he was a 4th round pick, so he was 4th round pick value graded is what people said. We got him at the 7th. So sure, VJ Payne should definitely be in that conversation for sure. Yeah.
I think we're going to use him as a hybrid DB though. He might play some corner for us too.
Great. Hopefully plays a little linebacker for us. He's big as hell. So I hope they
want
use
him
him
to play linebacker unless he gains 20 pounds of muscle. Because it's a little different.
It'd have to be situational for sure. Big nickel, maybe. Yeah, we'd have to see. But Johnny, any other points, questions, anything? Oh wait, we got to get the band back together. Lou B's in the building.
There he is.
The Cardinals listening to Lou B and me, it seems, getting love and Beck, man. It's kind of like the Cardinals, the Browns, and the Bucks were listening to this show.
That's
right. You saw the short before the draft started. Me and Lou B are sitting next to each other, and I point my phone up at the big screen, and it's Jeremiah Love. The draft hasn't started yet, and I turn it to Lou B. I'm like, Lou B, who's that? Who's that? And then he just tells the camera that he just wants love. He just wants love.
Yeah, I told him.
He wants love. He told
I
him.
went crazy on that day. Look, Jedi, they should have listened. I mean, I love Bailey. Now I love Bailey because I have to. So he's a Jet now.
Hey, yeah. He's a package rusher, man. I'm not that excited. Like I'm telling you, I would have been happier with us trading back, getting Bain, getting Love.
Yeah, but he's our guy now, Knowledge. We have to ride with him. He's our boy now.
Shit.
Yeah, once you're a Jet, but Knowledge, you're all right, man. We're going to see what he does in Arizona. And Indy, he did not fall to the 2nd round, which that might have been the worst draft prediction of all time from Indy. Definitely. Saying Love was going to fall to the 2nd round. He fell to the 3rd pick. But what a time with these guys, Jedi. And one thing, Jedi, if you would have been with us, being in the car with BG is one of the most frightening things, I must say. First, I want to say, and Johnny Boy knows because he saw me, I'm in my decked out suit. I planned this like you would not believe. So they pull up to the hotel and I open the car and I sit down on a diaper. And I said, oh my God, I just hope this diaper is not full. So I was like, oh my God. Thank God it wasn't full, man, because I would have just cried. Now I'm already shocked by the diaper. And I see open my eyes and BG has a red, blue, and white jersey on. I'm like, what are you wearing, BG? We're going to the it's a Revis. It doesn't matter. We're going to be on camera. It's blue and white. It's red, white, and blue. You can't. I'm like, this is unacceptable, BG. They're not going to invite us back. They told us Jets gear only. He's like, this is Jets. This is Revis. What do we have? We're sitting next to the paper.
I have this little bit of green on.
Yeah, he's like, it's green. It says Revis. Oh, my God. So we stopped and got him a Wilson jersey to try to blend him in. But, boy, driving with BG. Yeah, and Johnny Boy was telling the story the other day. So we get in there. So he's like, the draft is – and I know the draft's like 15 minutes away. He's like, it's an hour and 45 minutes away. I'm like, BG, what kind of directional map are you using? Oh, this is my – I said, you probably live an hour away. It took him 7 hours to get here. I put it in my navigation. It says 14 minutes. His navigation says an hour 45. I look, it's like it says walking. I'm like, BJ, my God. He's following the path of walking to drive. And that's why we keep on missing every single exit on the highway. If there's 11 exits and you have to get off at exit 11, he's getting off all 10 to get back onto 11. I've never seen anybody drive like this in my life. It is horrifying. And as he said, a truck comes by, he's like, boink. Like the truck was like, roll. I was like, boink. I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, and that's the thing, right? So like when he would miss an exit and he's like, well, that's unfortunate. It just fucking keeps going. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I get it, right? Maybe once, maybe twice that, you miss an exit. But no, it was a constant that this dude was missing. And then this guy rides the brake so hard. So let me let you guys know this, right? Prior to coming, like I kind of jacked up my back and I let BG know, right? So like my back has been kind of messed up, but I'm feeling better. So we're driving And this dude breaks so hard, and I think the nearest car is probably 2 car lengths away from us before we even get there. Like, you ever seen those cars when they pull up to a red light and there's like at least a good 2 car lengths before they even get to where they're supposed to stop at? That's probably where BG is at, okay? And then, dude, it was the most funniest thing. So we're in the car with Luby. Right, we're getting onto the highway, and dude's trying to make he's on the phone with somebody, and he misses this exit that we have to go, and it makes us go to like another 15 minutes.
Calculations.
Lou B is in the back because I'm pointing it out, like I'm not trying to be rude, and I'm like this.
Yeah, Johnny Boy kept on turning back and look at me like he's being very nice to BG. It's obvious. And really it was just bad. And then so we have this parking spot reserved. He turns down the thing. It is an alleyway with 2 brick walls. And that picture, BG, I don't know if you have it, but that's true life. He has to make a U-turn in this alleyway. I'm like, can we get out? We're just gonna get out. We're just gonna get out. So me and Johnny Boy are standing in the streets, and BG's trying to make this U-turn. And I was like, whoa, man, that was. And listen, I drive back and forth 300 miles a week, not like a truck driver, but I've never seen anyone drive like him. I'm dead serious. I love BG, but
and Lou, and as he's trying to make this, I guess like a turn or whatever in the alley, right? This dude is referencing freaking Austin Powers as he's doing this, and I'm dying, laughing, and Lou B's like BG, what are you doing? BG, that's all I kept hearing. BG, you're gonna hit the stuff. And then after it's all done, Boy Green says, well, you guys didn't die, right? So I think I'm a great driver.
Yeah, he's a great driver.
He hit you with the hangover, but did you die?
Exactly. But man, we had a great time. There it is. That was us. But you could notice me and Johnny Boy got out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Man, that's hilarious.
We had a great time. It was an incredible experience. It felt like one giant day, and it just kept going. It was just.
I'm telling you, they showed the Jets fans. I was watching the draft for 2 days. I even was at my baseball practice watching it with my baseball team, talking about, hey, man, the pick is in, like screaming for every pick, because there would, I guess these high school kids were betting on who goes where or whatever with each other in school, and they were all like, I knew it, like you didn't know anything. Nobody knew shit. We're all here watching.
We went nuts. I got a lot of draft picks right, except the Jets picks. It was unbelievable. BG, I picked every quarterback that got picked in that spot. BG will tell you.
Yeah, we were sitting next to each other, and like he would just be like, he's the magician, obviously, and he'd look to me and he goes, Drew Aller here, and I'm like, what? And Goodell comes up to the podium, Drew Aller, Pittsburgh, and I'm like, and then he would look at me like, he would do one of these.
Except when we got to the Jets.
Yeah, right.
We got
Makai Lemon, Arvell Reese.
Yeah, we were. We had to decide, like, what are you gonna? I know I've told the story. Are we gonna chant Makai or Lemon? So we had all these chants ready, and it was always the person that we didn't pick, and it was like real diehard fans in there. Yeah. Well, what an experience! Yes. And I really hope everyone goes to the draft next year. I'm definitely picking that. There's no way I will not be there with 3 first-round picks. It's in DC, and it's in the mall with, like, when the president gets inaugural ball.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that. All right,
the inauguration. Excuse me. That long thing in DC. So they say 1 million people next year. This year was 805,000 people.
Yeah,
so it was intense. But yeah, what a time with these guys. Me and Johnny Boy had so many laughs, and me and BG had so many like awkward moments of seeing like the players react to us. And I got to tell Jeremiah Love that he was the best player.
Did. I was there.
Yeah. That's all I needed to do. I told him. I let him know.
Okay. Hey, Louie, can I give him the insight of what happened with the Jeremiah Love pick with Arizona?
Sure,
so they're in the pit, and I'm getting into the pit, right? So it's a little bit more different. They were they were up in the front, And then I ended up getting into where the family section of them are. And then the Jeremiah Love pick happens. And dude, it was like throwing salt into a exposed wound to Lou, man, because the song that starts to play, that Love Me song, you know, and then there's this one guy comes out, and I instantly thought about Lou B, because he said it, you know, what individual marketing wise would make you the most money? I mean, love. And there's already Love merch, like Love Arizona rookie cards that are already being given out and stuff. And I'm just like, holy shit, like this is, I mean, it's the truth. But I was like, shit, man, when they started playing that whole Love Me song, I was like, and I wanted to ask BG, was Lou B swinging at the air when the Arizona Cardinals picked Jeremiah Love?
The thing that I enjoyed most about, again, because like Lou B, I've hung out with now a couple of times, but this is the most intimate time, where we are spending a ton of time together, like for a long period of time over days. And Lou B is such an expressive guy. Like because like we're waiting, right? Because like we're huddling up as Jet fans. We're like, oh man, this pick could be this or this. So when a team took a player that we weren't interested in, Lou B would go, yeah, and then high five, boom, 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 yes. This is part of the plan. The magician. This is part of the plan. Look, offensive lineman, that's what we needed. And he's explaining to us, guys, look, if these 3 picks happen here, we're right here. And Lou B's getting it. And then when a pick would be devastating, I get this from Lou B. That was our guy. There'd be a lot of like hand motions of like, damn, son of a. He'd have his hands in his head in his palms, and then like, and then he would just convince himself again. Go back to the big board on the tablet. Okay, whoa, boys, up, right here. It can happen. There's a path. That sucks. Okay, there's a swift kick in the loins, but it's okay. Look, there's these players. Let's start doing the math. And then he would ask the rest of the group, the rest of the panel, say, okay, let's go through it. Okay, hey, you kid, front, offense, defense, Cardinals. Giants, offense, defense. Hey.
We were trying to eliminate people off the board. Like, all right, we know we're going for an offense guy. So I was asking everyone's opinion, like, all right, let's get this together. Because that little kid knew what he was talking about.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Is Arizona go? So once he was like, I was like, oh, my God. So it was awesome. Crazy, man. But one thing I must say, when the players chant, they walk out on the stage, and I said it before, there were 3 people that looked like stars to me. It was Jeremiah Love, it was Arvell Reese, and it was Carnell Tate. Everyone else was pretty just like what you can tell. And as I said it before, Arvell thought he was going to be a Jet. His coach was literally sitting with us during the day, came running up, which was pretty crazy. But what an intense experience, man. We just went through it. You're there.
I knew he wasn't going to get picked when we were on the clock and then he wasn't on the phone. Like, you know how sometimes they
don't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore. So, yeah, that used to be a thing. Like in 2009, the Jets traded up from 17-5 to Mark Sanchez. On the camera, they showed Mark Sanchez going and then wearing a Jets hat, and we're like, oh, I see. And we used to get spoiled on the pick. So, yeah, they don't do any of that anymore. So if you don't see someone on the phone on TV, that doesn't mean anything. They don't show that till after now. So that doesn't matter. But
hey, Lou B, can you tell the story of when you called me and Boba when the Cooper trade happens?
All right, so
it is a funny story, guys. Like this is probably my favorite one out of everything that we've done.
So look, I was able to get BG and they're very strict there. There's 11, there's 13 seats. 2 go for the 2 reps that have to like keep you in check, and they regulate the room because the security guards there, they will destroy you if you come out of that lane. They will. It's like Secret Service guys.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, did anyone get up? Did anyone leave? I keep on asking her. I'm busting her chops all day to get Johnny Boy in. So it was like I was being excessive, and I could be very excessive at times, as a chat knows. So when they traded back in, I turn around and 2 people like left because they thought the draft was over. We only had 16. So I'm like, please let me get my guys, because what Johnny Boy didn't understand is it wasn't only Johnny Boy I needed to get in. I also needed to get in Boba Jet, so I needed to get in 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, I have to make a call. So she had to make this call first. I'm like, who is she calling? All of a sudden, she's like, go get them. And I turn around and I start running. I'm like, security, get away. Boom, boom, and I'm running because I know where they are, but they're all the way in the back. And I'm like, finally, I get to call Johnny Boy, tell him to come. I'm like, Johnny Boy. He sends me the fucking voicemail, this guy. I'm like, no. And I'm screaming as he sends me. So I Boba Jet answers, right? And I'm like, Boba, come. Thank God he was with Johnny Boy. Now, Boba is a full-blown like lineman. He puts on his helmet and starts running through the crowd towards, he knows where we are, with Johnny Boy in his sombrero and Boba with the helmet on, these 2 Jet fans flying through. And when they got to us, we were like, it was just the greatest feeling to be with them during this pick. And when we picked it, it was all worth it right then and there. And the rep was actually happy. She was like, they repped us good. They repped us good. So what an incredible time. And we try to represent everyone as best we could. But yeah, that's it. I don't know.
Dude, so I was on the phone with my uncle, and BG knows, and so does Luby now, knows the story. So I had my uncle who passed, and right before I'm like packing, a picture of my uncle shows up, and he's wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey. And I hit up BG. I'm like, yo, BG, I think this is a sign, man. I think something's going to happen after the Kansas City Chiefs pick. And he's like, wow, wouldn't that be something? So, right, the trade happens. I'm literally, because the pick before the trade all occurred, it was on the Chiefs. So I'm on the phone with my cousin who his father passed, right? And I'm having him view the actual, who they picked, blah, 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 and everything. Lou B calls me. I didn't think there was going to be a trade. So I was like, I'll call him right back after this guy picks up. So I see Lou B calling. I'm like, ignore, because I have my cousin on FaceTime, right? Next thing I know, Bobo, because me and Bobo, we were together. So the pit, just to let everybody know, there's the inner circle, then there's the section where the family and friends of the players are, and then there's one more section that is for like the season ticket holders, Amex individuals, et cetera, and then there's the rest of the crowd, So I'm in the family and friends section of the pit, which is, so they're all the way to the right, and then we were all the way to the left, where they had the the NFL people, NFL Network people up and everything. So we're there. I hang up the phone. Boba looks at me, right, as he's fumbling everything that is in his hand, and he looks at me, get your shit together. Lou B gave us the call. Let's go.
Wow.
I'm like, hell yeah. So, dude, I'm holding my sombrero down. Boba puts his helmet on, right? He picks up the stuff that he fumbles. He also picks up the chair on accident. Like, when I'm telling you Boba's like a beast, he's a beast, bro, right? So he looks, the chair's going, he goes, he doesn't.
And he's got the belt. He has the Jets belt.
Yeah, right. Championship belt.
And the belt's easily probably like maybe what I would say like a good 75 pounds. That thing is heavy, man.
Yeah, right.
So he has the helmet on, he has the belt. This dude is knocking people over. I am like jumping over. I look like a little Hispanic Mario. Okay, when
sure.
with the poncho, sombrero on, just like jumping over people and stuff like that. And I wish you would have took a picture of all the bodies that were on the ground as we were running. But dude, we get there, and then like the first person we see is Lou. And Lou, like, I don't know, man. It's like Lou had like light shining behind him, right? To like come towards the light. And he's like, come here. And he puts us in this one spot. Like, so you see me and Boba together, and then it's Lou B right behind us, and then it's BG, which, by the way, he kept getting yelled at being on the chair, which is
frowned upon. Yeah.
They didn't know he was standing on a chair the whole time till you got there. When you moved,
right. And then I'm like, come on, like. But I will just say, that is by far my favorite pick. It's my favorite pick because, it was cool to trade back in, to block the Bills, that Johnny, you got to be there. It was the three amigos down there, and Boba obviously was also a part of the group, and we were with everybody. I'm never going to forget that forever. So shout out to Lou B for making this possible. He can walk on water. He's the greatest of all time. He's the magician. And who knows what the hell's going to happen in the next draft, but I could die a happy man today. If I get hit by a meteor today, I will ascend to heaven or down to hell, wherever I'm going. At least it'll be warm during the winters, and I can die a happy man because of what Lou B did for us. So Lou B.
Very welcome. And I wouldn't have shared it with anyone else. It was incredible. So let's talk some quick football right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorsby, I would 100% go after him. No, you come into this room, there's no more gambling. Shut your phone off, whatever. It's done. It's over.
You offered to drive him, Blue B, yeah?
I would drive him. He can live with me.
Okay, great.
But what I'm saying is next year, we don't know how our three picks are going to end up. The Jets are going to be better this year. Indy had a decent draft. They may not be first pick. I mean, we're hoping that Indy has this big explosion. Green Bay and Cowboys are not going to be a very low pick. So what is our pick really going to be? Sorsby may be where we ended up next year. Why not just offer a 3 or, dare I say, a 2? I know that sounds crazy, but he is that talented. And if anyone wants to look, that guy is a top 5 in the ratings. As we know, those ratings change all the time.
Right.
Why not try to solve this now? At least put in a 3 into the hat, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is no joke. He is one. We may have ended up with him with a first pick next year.
Anyway, right.
Anyway.
And you could get him maybe with a 3rd or 2nd, and you get him now as opposed to later.
Yeah, so last night, so we're texting, and Lou B texted me the Sorsby situation, which I didn't even know about because I'm back with the kids, back in dad mode, coming from practice, the whole 9. So I didn't even know who he was. So I look him up, and I see the first thing that I see, 39 touchdowns, and I was like, 39 touchdowns, like what? And I forget the amount of passing, but I think it was like
rushing, right? Yeah,
I think it was like 9 rushing or something like that, or 5.
Yeah, 26 passing last year. Yeah,
and I'm just like, damn, this kid is good, and it's not just 1 year. It's
no, he's been really good.
It's been good like every year. So if you're telling me that you could potentially get a guy that we were looking at, and that's the thing, he's being comped to a first-round pick, like he's one of the top guys that would be coming out. And if you got to give up a second, we have 3 first-rounders.
Yeah.
Okay, I would do it all day, every day.
Man, he could have been on. I'm telling you guys, if you look at next year's draft, he really may have been the guy that we get if we don't trade. I mean, do you really want to take all these picks and try to trade forward? And we may not get Arch Manning, and he may not even be better than Sorsby. I don't know. That's not what I'm saying, but he's definitely worth taking a shot at. And the gambling's over. You come in, that's it. You already won. You're here. You got kicked out of the college. You're here. You're in the NFL. You won. You don't have to bet on anything anymore. You already won the bet, my friend.
Yeah. Bet on yourself, young man. Bet on yourself. Hey,
he is a baller.
By the way, there is a super chat in here. There's a super chat here asking us all a question. So here we go. Here it is from Jared B. That is Jared B, member for 27 months. If you guys had a choice, Jets draft room or draft pit? All right, we'll start off with you, Knowledge is Jedi. Okay.
I'd rather be in the draft room.
Draft room. Okay. Johnny Boy.
I'm going to say draft pit because to be with your brothers in arms,
100%.
Been going through what we've been going through, and that feeling that we got when they picked Cooper, there's nothing like it, man. Dude, we were on this incredible high leaving out of that draft. There's nothing like it. And then to us start seeing all the emails and text messages that we were getting, and they were like, yo, you guys were on television like crazy. I would have to say Pitt, man, all over again.
I think so too, because, and then we'll go to Lou B. To me, when you're in the pit, there are things you could look at that maybe will tip you off on the pick, but I didn't look at any of that. When Roger Goodell was walking up to the podium, I didn't look at my phone, didn't look at nothing. I was finding out the pick when he said it out of his mouth, and like the shock or like the euphoria, the celebration, damn it, son of a. You don't, in the draft room, you already know for a long time because the calls are made and all these things. You already know what would happen. So to me, I'd much rather have the draft pit, that kind of experience. Draft war room would be cool for a lot of reasons, but I'd go pit. What about Lou
I
B?
just wanted to be in the draft room because I want to see what the thought process is with
That's
the player
fair.
personnel.
I get that. I get that.
Because I've been a Jet fan for so long. I start feeling like maybe it's a front office problem because we've been having historically bad drafts before. Except for like splashes every 3 years, all of a sudden we look like we know what we're doing. Like I feel at 44, we traded back because I think we wanted Jacob Rodriguez and the Dolphins blocked us at 43.
I think that's right. Yeah,
we ended up getting in a sweet spot at 50 and we grabbed Pons.
Yeah, which was awesome. So yeah, sometimes that does happen. So, but Lou B, what say you? Which one would you prefer?
Well, if I was in the draft room, they would have to duct tape me and to the chair because I would be screaming picks. You know, I'd have to say the pit because I would get thrown out of the draft room so fast it wouldn't even be funny. I'd be going crazy on everyone. But when we got to pick 44, why I'm so happy with the draft is I was picking at BG. I'll tell you, I was saying VJ Payne.
Yeah,
is a possibility
in the fourth round. Yeah,
like right over there. Yeah, I know it was a little bit high for him, but he was that for us to get him in the last pick. That was a steal. That guy, his arms are so long. He's like a bird, man. If he's standing over here and you're throwing over there, he's fast and so long. He gets you. That guy's going to be a stud. So yeah, I would have to say the pick with my guys. You'd have to duct tape me in the draft room.
That's it. I love it. Well, boys, we're about to be back live on in an hour, so I want to thank you guys. So, Knowledge, thanks, brother. Thanks for joining us, man.
I appreciate you guys.
There is Knowledge, and then the three amigos that
Jets
were
are back, baby. The Jets are back, and to think that next year we have 5 more really good picks, and to think that our GM is drafting really good, so the rest of those picks will be good too, and hopefully we get our quarterback. I'd like to take a shot at it right now because until we have a quarterback here,
keep swinging.
This shit is not solved.
Hey, Louie, can I ask you something real quick? Because this is a conversation that BG and I had. When you pack, right, and you come into these places because you travel often as well.
Yeah.
So I have these things that are in my suitcase that are essentially space savers almost, right? Where like I have like one thing where for it's like my underwear and my socks, one thing that's for my my shirts or whatever, and then for my shoes, and then for my jeans or my whatever. Do you find that to be awkward and weird, or is that something that you also do as well?
So I pack and unpack and do laundry probably about 3 to 4 hours a week because I leave every weekend and come back. So I live in a suitcase. So it's a little bit different of a skewed question for me, Johnny boy. But yeah, you're supposed to keep it as organized as you possibly can because then when you get there, it's worse to unpack and it's worse to pack. So I did hear a rumor of BG's suitcase being like the diapers that I sat in and in the car. And once again, BG, thank you for that diaper not being full.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Just a dad. That's all. Just stocked and loaded. No full diapers. I cleaned out the car. I vacuumed it out for you guys for the first time in like 6 years.
That was vacuumed. That was clean, Johnny boy. That was clean. You could do a documentary on this guy's car.
Wow, good.
Johnny boy, you do have a video of me sitting back there. I know you do.
What?
Yeah.
There's a video?
He did. There is a video, and you might need to debut it at some point.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it out. Dude, I have a whole bunch. I got a video of the haunted house.
Oh god.
Like legit haunted house situation. Yeah, dude, he was making fun of me because I make the bed in the morning. Like I make my bed in the morning. He was like, "What type of shit is this? You making your bed in the morning?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. Like I like to come home and it's like, done nicely and stuff like that. So then I could just get into it all. I don't know, then yeah,
You're an organized guy, Johnny boy, and BG is yeah.
He was making fun of me the whole time, bro. I wish Lou, you would have seen his.
I already know.
When I was unpacking stuff, it was the face of disgust. Okay, like how dare you pack so well and just put your stuff in the little shelves and all this, right? Dude, it was it was such a fun trip though, man. Like I would not change anything at all. Everything happened for a reason, the way it was supposed to, and it was fun, man. It was amazing. Even towards even towards the end when I'm getting dropped off at the airport. Like you heard the story that like this dude drops me off at Arrivals. And I look at
Wait a second. Okay, wait a second. Okay, Mr. Storyteller. Come on.
Coffee Club BG is not who you think he is. That's all we have to tell you.
I dropped off at Arrivals. You want to know what the cop said was the same bleeping thing I was going to tell you. So I drop you off and I start driving away and you start going, what? Don't go, please pull over. I'm like, what? What's the problem? You're like, you dropped me off at Arrivals. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, arrivals and departures are at the same but okay, sure. And then as I'm about to drive around the whole thing, you say, oh, let me talk to this cop. Hey, cop, yeah, we're at Arrivals. I need to be departures. He's like, yeah, buddy, just go up the escalator. So, yeah, Johnny boy, you're the idiot. He said, yeah, you could just get the escalator's right there, buddy. And then boom, you're at departure. So try to blame me that was bringing you up to some other locale. Like, come on, man. Take a freaking escalator. Haven't you traveled suit and business, man? I'm over here in a T-shirt. You're in suit and tie. You don't know where to go. Come on, man.
Yeah. Guys, once again, BG is not who you think he is. Trust me. When you travel with this man, and every time Pop busts your balls, now I understand. He's probably keeping it light compared to what he could say on some stuff. But I can't even imagine your room growing up as a child. I can't even imagine, like,
Lou, right at one point we thought we kept hearing Pop's voice saying moron in the background out of nowhere, like just coming out of nowhere. It was funny, but bro, we were dying laughing every single time. And the shit was with Boy Green, fucking BG, like he says these like really fast, like, well shit, or we'll be like, well, that's unfortunate, or that was a close one. We almost fucking got Final Destination,
but we didn't.
My last thing I'll say is try driving a 6-hour drive and your navigation is in walk. It is amazing that he even arrived.
I'm glad I made it. Thank you.
Lou, you should have seen when we were ordering the stuff. He goes to the lady. So I'm asking the lady because like I want a local whatever from Permante's, right? So I'm asking him. He's breaking my balls because I'm asking questions to the waitress about, hey, what's like, if like, you're local here, what would you order? Like, what would you put on and stuff like that? Just like if I brought anybody back home to the island, I'm going to tell them this is how I would have done it, blah, blah, blah. This dude is breaking my balls about it. And then he fucking orders. He's like, yes, can I have a plain hamburger, no tomatoes, nothing on it, but put the egg and bacon on it. That's it. And the lady looks at him like, what the fuck?
Why are you here?
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, she appreciated the simplicity. You're like, hey, which sandwich? She's like, yeah, the Primanti Brothers sandwich.
Made it more complicated, BG.
That's what it is.
It's more complicated for them.
Unbelievable.
I don't know, guys. Everyone, I'm really happy with the draft. I think they did the right thing, and I think we got some players. I can't wait to start slapping teams around. I just can't wait.
Let's go. Well, Lou B, you're the best, brother, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing you all throughout the show as we're leading up to the season. We're getting hyped up, man.
Wait, I have one more story. And BG, you with me. I want everyone to know this. This is important.
Okay.
Me and BG went to training camp.
Yes.
Were you with me when Russell Wilson walked around? I don't know if you were with me that time.
Yes.
Russell Wilson got all the way out of the bus and walked all the way around the streets in cleats. Came all the way around, and this is a very rich, successful guy. To take his time to come off of a bus and walk all the way around, he went to speak and give a hug to Darren Muji and spoke to him for about 20 minutes because we were trying to get autographs at that time.
Yeah.
Not sure if you were with me, BG, but that's what
I was. Yeah.
So Muji and Russell Wilson, are very close.
I think there's something there. And Gino apparently was championing him behind the scenes.
Your GM and your quarterback saying, take him. He may be a Jet by the end of the day and not I guess he's off the Giants now.
Yeah, he's just a free agent from the Giants. So I
wouldn't mind though. As a backup, he's not going to give any.
I would take him over Tyrod, definitely, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
I've experienced the Tyrod in Tampa, and that was enough for me.
That's fair. Yeah, I think so too. I think I would take him, but we'll see. We'll see if we have that story. Well, which I did see, Lou B, because again, obviously Russell Wilson was there with Darren Muji in Denver, and then the Geno Smith connection. So it's a lot and he loves to be in New York with Sierra. So there's a lot there. I think it's going to happen.
Oh, no, he's going to do everything he can to stay in New York for sure.
I think so. Lou B, you're the best, baby. We love you, pal.
Go Jets.
Lou B and Johnny Boy. Enjoy the rest of your day, pal.
Hey, make sure you go get a hamburger, bro. Dude, I would never eat a hamburger the same ever again. My kid yesterday says, hey, can we get some hamburgers for that? I was like, yeah, do you want to eat it with a fork? And she's like, what?
Shut
up. Weird.
So, hey, I don't normally eat my burger with a fork. I just want to make that very clear to the audience, okay? There's a lot of context why I happen at the end to eat my burger with a fork. I do not normally eat it with a fork. So I don't want that sort of misrepresentation to be out there in the universe, okay? I got to the end of the meal after eating a Bavarian pretzel, some fries, and a burger, and I wanted to ditch the bun. To save room for the thing that's most delicious, which is the burger. But that's neither here nor there. Johnny Boy, thanks, pal, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, man.
Get the hell out of here. The hell? Trying to spread some slander on the show. I should sue Johnny Boy, for God's sakes. Unbelievable. All right, everybody, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We have 300 people in the room. Like I said, we'll get to the Cade Klubnik story this week. I want to do a deep dive on that. Maybe Russell Wilson story. We haven't talked about that beyond the YouTube short, so more stuff to come. On the way out, make sure you guys like the video and make sure you do it. Hey, we got a super chat coming through. Let me get this in. Make sure we hit that.
Wow.
Hey, Boy Green, love your show. Thank you. What's the real? And this is from RJ Macpot 720. Thank you for the $5 super chat. What's a realistic maximum amount of quarterbacks that this team can hold between this year and next year? So, some teams keep 4 quarterbacks on the roster, which the Jets have done previously. But the probable real number is 3. I believe the quarterback room, when we get to the season, is going to be Geno Smith. Let's say Russell Wilson for now and Cade Klubnik. I think that's your 3. And then flip a coin of Bailey Zappi, Brady Cook, or whoever's on the practice squad. I think that's it. Obviously, with the Sorsby situation, things get a lot more intriguing. I would assume you would keep 4. It'd be Geno, Russell, Cade, because you're not getting rid of Cade, and then you have Sorsby. But if you were to get that in the supplemental draft. But a lot is left to unpack there. Would they ditch Russell, keep Sorsby in the club? I don't know. There's a lot to unpack there. But yeah, most teams some teams keep 2, some teams keep 3. Very rarely do teams keep 4. The Jets have done that 4 in the past. So that's possible. And then next year, you're getting your guy. So Geno is under contract for this year. Cade obviously has a 4-year deal. Who else am I missing? Brady Cook is on an undrafted free agent deal, so I believe he's got a couple more years left on his deal, although he's cut and brought back, so maybe his contract is different. But, yeah, so what's a realistic amount? The Jets should keep, in my opinion, they should keep swinging. I'm with Lou B. I'd go for Sorsby. I'd throw a 3rd or something at him to see if that's enough in the supplemental draft, which we explained the rules earlier. So that's what I would try to do. Keep swinging and then test out Sorsby, see if he works out. But the more obvious path, obviously, is the 2027 NFL draft. So we will see if that ends up being the way that they make this happen. Totally. But RJ, thank you so much for the super chat coming through. Thank you to everybody for joining us here on the program. I do want to give a shout out. I'll run through all the super chats and everything that we had on the show today. So thank you kindly to everyone that contributed in that way. That's how this show stays alive, is your guys' support for it. So thank you so much. It was awesome to be at the draft and hopefully give you guys a lot of live content while there. Lou be a massive supporter of the program. There's no question about it. I see we also have another super chat. Let me get that one in as well here from Chef Kevin Gilbert. So hang on tight, everybody. Let's squeeze in a few more super chats here before we put a bow on this puppy. Appreciate you. RJ MacPot, you're officially in the running for our contest. Thank you. But yeah, so long story short, I think they keep 3 right now. Gino, backup, which is like a Russell Wilson, and Cade Klubnik. If Sorsby enters the conversation, it gets funkier. Do you keep 4? Maybe. Would you get rid of the Russell when you get deeper? I don't know. That is TBD, but we'll see. Another super chat coming in. Whoop. Let me get this damn... I'm a monkey operating a spotlight over here. Thank you for the love, Chef Kevin Gilbert.
Wow.
Okay, see, I want this to be known. I want facts on this show. None of this fake news business, all right? And 30 raffle tickets, by the way, for Chef Kevin Gilbert, okay? At the tailgate, BG ate his burger with his hands like a man, okay? I want this to be clear that I ate it with my 2 friggin' hands like a man. That's how I eat my burger, okay? So keep that in the universe. Let's keep the truth. The truth shall set you free. So appreciate you, Chef Kevin Gilbert. You're up to 30 raffle tickets for our contest, okay? So I look like a man. Like a man. I'm a real man. I'm a 40-year-old man. I'm really 33. I'm a 33-year-old man. So thank you. By the way, real quick, let's give a shout out to everybody that interacted here on the show. MFC gifted a membership. Austrian Jet Fan gifted 5 memberships. Jake has been a member for 21 months. Darren McCollum, member for 18 months. NC Green Super Chat. Easy Super Chat. Austrian Jet Fan Super Chat. Harvey Bouchard Jr. joining the Boy Green Coffee Club. Again, Harvey Bouchard Jr. Super Chat. Philium Super Chat. Jared B. member for 27 months. RJ Backpot $5 Super Chat. And Chef Kevin Gilbert, Fastest Food Reviews. We'll be live again in less than 50 minutes. So, folks, we'll see you in a little bit. Like the video if you're watching live. If you're watching after the fact, like the video as well. Hit subscribe. And again, we are only a handful of subscribers away from 8,610. Help us get there out in the audience, baby. Let's go. And we'll see you in a little bit. Take care, everybody. Peace.